Hello! Welcome to another stream! A little bit late today, but still here, I guess. But yeah, okay, what day is today? It is, oh my god, it's Friday. It is Friday, June 26th of 2020. And we're back. We're gonna be working on my text editor today, which we haven't worked on in quite a while. Hopefully we'll be able to fix the weird bug in it. We'll see. Let's see who's here today. Hey, what's up, Ethan? Hello, hello. And Yoda Droid, who says hello, hello, world. It's pretty good. I like that. And Akira98, how's it going? And Chowa Papaya, hello, hello. Ethan says your shirt looks like a blurry Slack logo or something. Yes, this is a new shirt, so check out my blurry Slack logos, or whatever. But yes. Oh, what the fuck? You guys see that? Like, my screen just went like super yellow. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, oh, an Android. Hello, hello. Oh, thank you for resubscribing, Ethan. 12 months. 1 year, buddy. 12 months. Holy shit. Really appreciate that. Oh, I got a pride emote. Nice. Yoda Droid says, so wait, shirt and shorts. I mean, that's what I always wear, right? I am indeed wearing shorts today, so it's true, you got me there. But yeah. Yeah, so let's go over what I did since last time. So I didn't stream on Wednesday. I decided to stand with the people sort of protesting the Twitch platform and how it's dealing with sexual harassment. And so I skipped Wednesday's stream, but I'm back today. I haven't done too much offline. I've been like super unmotivated recently, which has just been a little unfortunate, but that's the way things go, I guess. But let's see, what did I work on since last time? So the last stream would have been what, 4 days ago? Yeah, I worked on, what did I do on Monday? I don't even remember what I worked on. But I did make a change to Python since then. And I can actually show you the bug that I fixed. If you do Python 3-m pydoc select, it crashes. And I was actually trying to look at the documentation for this select module. And it turns out the reason for this is one of the function signatures in the select module is slightly broken, such that when it tries to produce the documentation for it, it explodes. And so I fixed this. I don't know, so someone said my fix is wrong, but it got merged anyway, so shrugs. But yeah, I added this to the signature. This is the C signature, so it's really just like a specialized comment that the inspect module parses and does some stuff with, and yeah, I don't know. But working on these files is really annoying because these are all generated, and anytime two people work on the same file, you'll get a merge conflict, which really sucks. But I got 3 merge conflicts while working on this. So 1 while I was actually working on the patch, and then 2 when it tried to backport to 3.9 or 3.8. That was a little bit annoying, but a pretty easy patch. Just, you know, make these constants have their fully qualified name, and that seemed to fix things. But yeah, that got committed to Python. Ethan says, oof, yeah, I have periods of being unmotivated to do anything, and it's really frustrating. Yeah, it's been a while. Or it's been a rough week. Has it been a while? It's been a while since I can hold my head up high. Anyway, Cybergenic, welcome back, says, I'm saving my babbies, gonna redeem the 24-hour stream one day. So someone will probably redeem it before you. My guess is Sarcastic Dante will get there next. The Endless River already has 100k, but hasn't redeemed it yet because if I remember right, it's because they're busy with with stuff they're working on, and so yeah. Hey, what's up, Milky? Welcome, Fist Pow. Hello, combo. hello, Milky. You want me to for you? There we go. Gotcha. Ethan says Anthony sings code. Yeah. Wouldn't that be awesome if you could like if you could hook up like a text to speech with code and sing it? That'd be wild. That'd be real wild. But anyway, made a change to Python. Happens sometimes. This is actually an interesting bug. I'm pretty sure I thought about this when I was writing the code and just like didn't fucking implement it. But the typed dict and in fact the name tuple rewriter for PyUpgrade, which is a code formatter that fixes and upgrades syntax, was taking things that are not identifiers and just kind of blindly turning them into identifiers. And so this is a syntax error, of course. And I was actually pretty proud of how quickly I fixed this. They made the issue at... Oh no. I'm no longer proud of fixing this quickly because they made the issue at 10:50 p.m. and I fixed it in 15 minutes from the time I created this. But it was kind of late at night, so maybe I shouldn't be as impressed with myself. But the fix for this was pretty easy. There were I actually found 2 other bugs related to this while fixing this. So we fixed 3 bugs in yeah, so it would rewrite this non-identifier in the name tuple case. It would also rewrite non-identifiers in the typed dict case, and it would rewrite keywords in the typed dict case. And you can't keyword you can't have names that are keywords in Python. So this is a problem. But yeah, I did 3 tests for those, and then adjusted the code so that it checks that it's an identifier and it's not a keyword. And I also was missing the identifier check up here. I had the keyword check, so I was like partially thinking about this. I just didn't, connect the dots and get that completely working. But now that that's there, that fixed that bug. I also worked on some other stuff, but I just don't remember. It wasn't a pull request, so I guess we don't capture that here. Oh, I also did some other stuff for CPython, but I didn't have a bug for it, so I just like threw the patch up, and maybe someone will read it. But this is this function that never gets called in Python, so completely dead code. And I found some like unnecessarily complex code. I was trying to fix inspect.signature because it has a particular bug for the C-style syntax. C-style string signature thing, whatever. And so I was reading around this code a lot and didn't quite fix the bug, but I found some other like this function can never return invalid, so this is never run. This can also never return invalid, so this is only valid in this case. And so this could be inlined here. And then, since this is never true, this could be inlined here. Just like some small simplifications. My guess is that when they wrote this code, it went through several rounds of refactoring, and they just missed some stuff. Melgy says, "What's your opinion on the new GitHub design? Like it or narp?" So, I don't know. It's not great. There are a couple of things that I really don't like about it. Let me show you the things that I don't like. So the first is it doesn't show the commit message here anymore. And this is one of the few things that I look at when I open up GitHub, is I look for the commit message of like the most recently committed thing. So that's not there anymore. In the responsive mode, it collapses the code, which if I'm going to GitHub, I fucking want to see the code. Like, what the hell's the other... What's the point of GitHub if I can't click on... or I can't see the code, so you have to click this stupid expand thing every time. So that's kind of annoying. The other thing is on really, really wide screens. On really, really wide screens, these no longer line up with this, so it's like kind of jarring to like click on stuff. But I don't know. Other than that, it's mostly just cosmetic changes that I don't really care about. But anyway, I'm not like super peeved about it, but it's also like, not great, I guess. But you know, things change all the time, and honestly, in like 2 weeks, I probably won't even think about it. It'll just be like, oh, this is the way GitHub is now. Um, I'm not gonna like write a user extension and give the old thing back. It's not like earth-shattering, life-changing. It's like, you know, some product manager wanted to get a promo, so they um, twiddled some pixels, and that's what we got. Hey, what's up, Thrasher 2? How's it going? Hello, hello. One Cloud Sparkle says, hi, early today. What you coding? Yeah, you are here earlier than you usually are. Usually you come later in the stream. The plan for today is to work on a particular hang in Babi. But what the fuck? I'll show you that hang. Let me highlight. Do I have the file? Yeah. So this file, hangs Babi, and you can't Control C, Control X, Control backslash. None of those things work. It's just kind of fucked. Do we have, how many Babi processes do we have? We only have one, so I can just do a pkill. Well, maybe I can't pkill Babi because it might kill whatever this thing is. We'll just kill this process. Oops, that was weird. But Babi TextMate demo. You can see that it partially highlights this file here, but the problem is, oops, cat.t.html. This somewhat incomplete style tag causes Babi to just like shit the bed. So we're gonna try and figure out what's wrong here. My guess is that there's 2 bugs. My guess is there's a bug in the grammar, and that I need to adjust Babi to work more like VS Code here. VS Code allows specific invalid grammars. Like it has some like infinite loop detection, and there's definitely an infinite loop happening here, so it's just something that I need to fix. Hey, what's up, Juicebox Hero? Hello, hello, welcome back. More of a meh opinion, yes. Some product manager wanted a promo. First it says P-R-O-M-N or O, which would match Pano and Prano. I see. Are you going for porno? Is that where you're going? Person has been banned, yeah. Okay, but we're planning to fix this today. Someone just called my phone. Don't recognize that number. Well, that's fine, I guess. Hold on, sorry. I'm charging my 3DSs and I always forget to like switch the charger, so I've just noticed that one was finished charging, so I switched the charger over. Parset says, this is my way of saying hi, chat. Hello, Parset. But yeah, we're gonna be debugging this today. Fortunately, I've created this separate executable, which is a little bit easier to debug than the actual text editor itself. Because the text editor itself, you have to do like weird curses debugging and hook up a remote debugger, and it's all sorts of mess. And yeah, so we're not going to do that. But we will be looking at this. There might also be some other bugs that we're going to look at today, but I think the hang is probably the most important one to fix right now. What other stuff can we work on if that ends up being super easy? We work on. Someone already started a patch for this. Why? Oh, we have to look at this as well. I don't think this is the right fix, but yeah, there's no way this is the right fix. We gotta look at that as well. And yeah, they had started working on this patch. We could maybe finish that patch up for them. I don't know how to fix this one at all. I have no idea how to fix this one at all. This one's hard to do. This one is hard to do. Oh, and this one we still haven't done yet. Person says, do you feel better today? A little bit. I did not get enough sleep last night, again. This has just been like a recurring thing for me, I guess. But I am feeling a little bit better. But I've also been unmotivated this week, so didn't feel great about that. So anyway, let's jump into this one. It's gonna be kind of fun debugging this one. Oh, also one thing that I'm gonna do before we do this is I'm gonna make it so Nano opens stable Babi and Babi opens unstable Babi. Because that's not the right repository, because otherwise I'm gonna jump into the debugger when I don't want the debugger over and over and over. Bash aliases, yeah. So this can be tilde opt via bin Babi. We'll leave the typo alone, I guess. But yeah, now if I do type nano, yeah, it'll open up this instead, which will be better if I put a breakpoint. So what I'm trying to prevent is if I do like Babi screen and I put, I don't know, breakpoint somewhere, and then if I am in the Babi directory, workspace Babi, and I type nano, and we open some file, it's not going to jump into the debugger. But if I do Babi, we'll get, you know, the fucked up debugger here. So that'll just make it easier for me to like not be frustrated while context switching here. Make the nano alias the full Babi path. Hey, what's up, Python Codebot? Hello, hello, welcome back. Person says you were at least happier. If I appear happier, then perhaps I am. Git push origin head. I also recorded a video this morning, so that went well. YouTube, yes. So I uploaded a video about dead snakes. Wow, it already has 20 views in 40 minutes? That's crazy. That's much faster than people usually view my stuff, but yeah, that's uploaded. I had another stream FAQ that I want to do, but I forget what it is already. Shit. Anyway, YouTube's. Okay, so I think what I can do to debug this, which Babi textmate demo t.html. So I think this will allow me to jump into the infinite loop, and then I should be able to Control C, and it'll point me where it's looping-ish. So we can see that this is inside. This is inside a begin end rule. And I already noticed that this is matching a negative look ahead for the previous match. So something is wrong with /G is my guess here. Hey, what's up, Gersty07? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Huh. What happens if we continue this? Oops, I just typed C into Streamlabs. What happens if we continue this and break this again? Where are we now? Okay, the state length is 2, so it is inside this this style match here. Oh, you know what happens here? Huh. This is a look ahead for the termination? No. Let's just step through this. That's probably gonna get us a better description of what's going on here. So it's probably two things that's happening. It's probably starting the begin end, then matching something, then ending the begin end, and then repeating that over and over and over. So state dot entries. This is the stack. Oh, so that's not actually depth of 2. It's depth of 4. Let's see what the last state entry is. Oh, it's a chunky thing here. Oh, it's a real chunky thing here. Holy shit, why is this so big? Okay, so it is at this. It is in the CSS block, and we're looking at an end rule, so a begin end rule for CSS, and got our big ol' reg set here. Uncompiled rules. So that's all the rules in the CSS grammar, so that's not helpful. Where's the actual begin and end part? They are none. Well, that doesn't sound right. Juan Carlos Paco says no pprint. Pprint doesn't work on name tuples, unfortunately. So even if I pprint it, it does this. But I do have a little helper for this. See if I can find the code for it. I wrote a name tuple pretty printer because of this problem. Is it on my gists? ntpp.py. Sure as shit. Raw. Import ntpp. ntpp. I think I need to do print. What was this thing? ntpp.ntpp. This thing. I seem to remember this returns a string. Yeah, okay, so here's the pretty formatted. Oh, okay. So it's looking for this. This is the thing that terminates this. So it must be matching something inside this list. But you can see the pretty print here. It doesn't actually help all that much because it's fucking huge. It at least pretty prints it though. Is there an indents controller? No, it's always 4 spaces. Here's the top of this. So these are all the different next regexes. This is the end. Okay. So this is fine. Yeah. Okay, so we need to look at where the position is. Locals.keys. List minus? What is it? List at? There's some like... Show me where the current execution is. List 0. No. Python 3 PDB. I always forget how this particular command works. List. List. There we go. Dot. List of dot. There we go. Okay, so we have just matched something. Match.end is at 4. What are the actual things going on here? IDX is 1. Pause is 4. What is IDX supposed to be? Oh, IDX is the rule index? Maybe? Why is there no string in here? What is the actual string going on here? Oh, this is match dot span. Match dot string. Match dot pause. Match dot start. That's what it is. Okay, so it is matching the beginning of this, I guess. Python says, bro, I left my router unplugged all night and my IP didn't change. Fuck my life. That sounds pretty common based on your ISP. You know, depending on how your service provider is set up, they will often assign static IPs to a particular router. And so it doesn't surprise me that that didn't change your IP address. I had an IP address at my old house in Michigan, which I kind of grew up there from like ages, what, like 2 to 18? But anyway, I still have the IP address memorized. It's 68.85.133.80. For whatever fucking reason. I have that IP address memorized. But yeah, we definitely like had power outages and like unplugged that thing and like, you know, lots of stuff happened and that IP address was constant for forever. Hey, what's up, Kriviki? Hello. Welcome back. Juice says, Anthony, I have good new. You have good new? What is your good new? Physics Please says, anyone in here have opinions on ortholinear keyboards? I'm trying to understand why keyboards aren't all ortholinear in the first place. Let me quickly look up what ortholinear means. Oh, why the keys aren't lined up like this? From what I understand, it's because it's more natural for your fingers to move around to staggered keys. From what I understand. They aren't inherently better than staggered keyboards, but they are reasonable and usable. I guess it's really whatever you're comfortable with. Juicebox Hero says, the ticket to fix backticks is stack ranked, and it's not the lowest priority, but second to lowest. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like a 1 minute change. You just need to open up the fucking font file and change the kerning for that one character from being 0 to being non-zero. It's not that much work. Can I be contracted to Twitch to just fix this fucking font? It'd be so easy to fix. Should I just ask my ISP to change it or something? My router doesn't let me change the MAC address. I don't know. Juice says, Anthony, submit a pull request. I would if I could, but I can't. I just want the font to not suck. Hey, what's up, C3301? He says, no, in my humble opinion, look at how a typewriter is constructed. Typewriter construction. Is that why they're not? Is that why they're staggered? Is it because a typewriter had to do special things? I guess that makes sense. Oh. Huh. So this is all just a holdover from typewriters. Fuck, man.
Anthem63, hello.
Hey, what's up, KNGL? Thank you for the bit. Hello to you as well. Hey, what's up, Toddy? Haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Welcome back. Noxic says Staff Monka S, yes. Yeah, I do have a new keyboard, Toddy, although it's been almost a month now. Maybe more. I don't even remember when I got it at this point. But yeah, I'm still getting used to it, kind of. It's a split keyboard. It's the Kinesis Freestyle Pro. I still have not set up my Amazon links for it yet, but soon. Juice says meeting, be back later. Alright, I'll see you around. Yes, the bars. Yeah, it makes sense. Physics Please says, I'm thinking about getting an Ergodox keyboard, which is why I'm investigating ortholinear. I see. Percy says, Antonio Banderas doesn't simp simply submit a PR. See what you did there. Hey, what's up, Rizax? Welcome back. Rizax says, what's the device between your keyboard? This little guy here. This is actually another keyboard. This is the BDN9. If you do Bang Keyboard 3, you can get a link to it. But I use it as a stream deck, so if I press this button here, it takes me into selfie mode. Hello, hello. But I basically use this to control my stuff. And like this, the middle row is for YouTube, so if I click on this one, it goes into my YouTube selfie mode. The top left here goes to my title slide. And my title slide is muted, so can't really see that. And this one goes to my end screen for YouTube, which is super boring. And this one goes to my Be Right Back slide. But I use this as like a little itty bitty mini stream deck. Toddy says, "Yeah, I let you down." No, I'm still happy you're here, Toddy. I've been learning a little bit about Java and Kotlin and Spring. Ah, interesting. Spring is an interesting one for sure. Rizak says, "Oh, it's for Twitch streamers." Got it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be for Twitch streaming. You can just use it like as a macro keyboard. So like, for instance, I have another keyboard that I put together that's not not specifically made for Twitch. This little guy here, which has 2 keys, the babbiest little keyboard ever. I guess you could have a 1-key keyboard, but I put this together so that I could play and pause my music, which is a little bit silly. But you know, it's just a macro keyboard. It's nothing super special. Hey, what's up, outdated version? Hello, hello. Okay, so I think we want to step out of this function. Search res. Okay. Clearly not none. No regions. Okay, so I'm gonna put some... This is kind of hard to follow, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some like breakpoints into or some print statements. I know I hate print statement debugging, but I think it'll kind of give us a better idea of what's happening here. Hey, what's up, TD Lanksec? Thank you for the follow. Sorry if I butchered your name. Welcome to the stream. Hey, what's up, GDH? Hello, hello. Could you please merge my PR? Waiting to brag to my friends. Was it ready for merge? I know I approved it. There's some questions from Blue Tech. Let me review this one while we're here. Where is it? This one, way back there. You didn't butcher it that bad. Nice. Let me just do one last review. Actually, were there any other suggestions? Oh, I'm gonna commit blue text suggestions. Improvements by... Wait, what the fuck? That's not what I wanted. How do I... Oh, this one. Here we go. Sure. And then that looks good. And once this is green, I'll merge that. So we'll keep this over here somewhere. Improvement / recursive diff. Oh, this is someone else's patch. I see. The phrase entry point to avoid conveying setup tools must be used. Entry points are not setup tools specific. The phrasing makes it look like one must use setup tools. I mean, they were originally setup tools entry points, so... Poetry and Flit make setup tools entry points, so... Yeah, I don't think that's right. Anyway. This patch is too long to look at on stream. I just started to learn programming since I'm going to college to learn programming. Any tips? So for your first programming language, I would start by learning the basics. I really need to put this in a video because I feel like I talk about this every stream. I would start by learning the basics for whatever language you're trying to learn. So if you're trying to learn Python, you would learn like some basic syntax and stuff like that. After you're comfortable, oh, my VM is misaligned. Oh, that means that it's on the YouTube video misaligned. Sorry. Gotta fix them pixels. So once you've learned like your syntax basics, I would suggest like making a project to like learn, I guess. And so like work through some project that's going to be personally beneficial, and then and build that project to completion, and you'll be much more motivated to learn the stuff you need to build the project. And if you're a book learner, buy books. I'm not a book learner, so I don't really suggest books myself, mostly because I don't learn well from books. But yeah, that's my main advice there. Parsa says, you know that someone is simping when Hi asks for a PR review on stream. Yeah, it's true. GH says there are conflicts with Mastodon. Well, then you'll have to fix the conflicts. Parsa says it's fine. Yeah. Necrozmix. Is that like Necrozma from Pokemon, but generic? How to transition to a tech lead position from a senior position? It really depends on the company you're at and like what sort of space on and like team landscape you're working on. But it's really just like, you know, expanding your breadth and spending more time doing, you know, planning, meetings, and you know, mentorship and architecture and other stuff like that. But it's really just like kind of like a natural progression and like broadening your scope, I guess. Hey Shazrobot, hello. TD says, can't copy and paste from books, so screw them. Yes, I agree. Shazrobot, as always. Ooh, what happened here? What did I click on? Oh, I clicked on :D, which opens up Twitch Global Emote. Thanks Twitch. Summersoft says, very important point, understand how you learn. We're all a bit different. Yes, I agree. Physics Please says there are two main ways people seem to approach learning programming. They pick a project and they want to do it and smash their head into documentation until it works, or they pick a book and just follow it. Both have great advantages. Yes. I'm definitely the head smash and Google approach. But yeah, that's me. But yeah, we'll merge. Well, I guess I guess you have to rebase this so that I can merge it. Basics Please says I'm the head smash on Google too. Nice. Kurviki is a mix of both. I've gotten very good at reading documentation. That's good. Okay. Let's put in our little bit of debugging here. What? It's been a while since I've worked on this code. I think start is what we want. Match rule. Hey, C301, thank you for the resubscription 4 months in a row. Really appreciate it, friend. GDH says, or maybe they've been waiting for the PR to get merged for 3 months. Yo, I've been waiting for the PR to get merged for 3 months too. I actually want the functionality that's in there so that I can fix something of mine that's been broken for forever. Hey, what's up, Nick Cosmix? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Updated version says, you know what they say, 5 hours of coding will save you 5 minutes of reading the README. Yo, more like 500 GitHub issues will save you 5 minutes of reading the README. What is the match rule? What is it different than a pattern rule? I don't know. Skin is dry for some reason. Matched pattern rule. Do we have any identifiers here? Self.regset. Why do you have a reg set? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I see. It does kind of make sense. Let's just put IDX in here. Let's see if this is getting matched at all. Match pattern rule -1. What? That would mean it's not matching, right? Okay, so it's not a pattern rule that's getting hit, so we can Control C that. Oops. Is it a match rule that's getting hit? Match rule. Self.name. Let's try that. No, it's not a match rule. So close that out. Must be an end rule. Let's see. Oops. Start. Self.name. And then what is endret? How do we terminate this rule? I guess we can see whether it's looping just based on that, though. Yes, so it is continually starting the CSS rule. It's wild. Huh. Weird. Oh my god, I'm behind on chats. Person says, as a maintainer, I understand. Yeah. Bossy RQ says, why read when you can try to write crazy shit? That's fair. Learning the hard way builds more neural connections. I agree. Kind of stepping through it and like being beneficial to yourself. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, if you do keyboard 3 BaziRQ, you can see what this is. It's actually a keyboard. Better when you use a loud keyboard so everyone can learn with you. Oh yeah, this keyboard's actually pretty quiet. These are reds, I think. I prefer browns and clears just because they're a little bit more tactile for me, but yeah, that's just my feel. Python says, LMAO, get DDoSed again. Are you DDoSing me? I think I'm not being DDoSed. What is up with the yellow balance on my camera today? When I lean in, it turns yellower? What? That's fucking wild. Oh no, it's not doing it. There we go. If I sit right here, it completely throws off the yellow balance of my camera. I wonder if it's because of the stuffed animal. Like if we cover this up, does it do the same thing? We lean in here. No, it still does. It's so wild. I don't know what's up with that. Hey, what's up, Rhino GS7? Hello, hello. Welcome back. If you want everyone to hate you, cherry blues are the way to go. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you're being DDoSed. That sucks. That sucks. Shazarbat says piss filter. Yeah. I don't know what's up with my camera. It's like auto doing. Okay, so it is starting and ending this rule over and over, which seems broken. Hey, what's up, Physics Please? Thank you for the follow, even though you've been in chat. Welcome to the stream. Programmer auto doing. It's the auto adjust. Whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. This is annoying. So let's put a breakpoint for the start on this one. Breakpoint, there we go. So this will be a bunch of different start rules. Let's see, match.string. It's not that one. Match.string, not that one. Match.string, not that one. Although this one is the first start, right? Match.group. What is the regex? Match dot. We don't actually have access to the original regex. Maybe we can go up one. Target rule. Do reg set. Self.regset. Self.regset? What is it? Oh, rule.urules. That's what we want. Rule.urules IDX. That's a giant. Rule.urules.start. Fuck is it called? I know we have end. Begin, that's what it's called. Begin. Urules IDX. Okay, that makes sense. Person says you can disable the auto gain of the camera if it's Logitech, the HSV control program for that. Yeah, I've done this before. How do I not have the camera software installed? whatever. I can mess with it, but I'll just leave it. Physics Please says, okay, I'm gonna go pretend to convert my project to CUDA. Nice. GH says, you can hit the up arrow in PDB. Yes, I can hit the up arrow. Hey, what's up, Borang? Hello, hello. Welcome back. How are you doing? Okay, so this is the first rule that we expect hit. This is matching at the beginning of the string, followed by white space, and then optional white space, and then a style tag. But not a slash style tag. So this shouldn't be matching in other cases. So fine. String dot, oh no, it's match dot string. That's that style tag. We're hitting this again. Meta.embedded.block.html. Is it just state.entries? No. I don't want all of the tuple members. I just want the other part, the other field. Oh, state.fields. That's what it is. Oh, it must be state.entries dot something. -1 dot fields. There we go. That's how it gets go. Oh, so it must just be. Let's see. I see. Match.string. Oh, so there's just a bunch of stepping in and stepping out. Match.string. Okay, so this is the CSS problem one, right? And then so this is where it has a \G, \capital G. Actually, isn't this? Oh, I'm just being confused by the wrapper. Okay, so this looks fine. GH says, hey Anthony, do you think engineers at companies like Fang are somehow better in ability than those at shops like consulting or services based? Controversial opinions. I think that being at a Fang company actually enables you to be a worse engineer. Because there is a wider bell curve of acceptable abilities, and you can skirt by on not being as effective as you might need to be at something that's smaller or a startup or on your own or other stuff like that. Controversial opinion. But yeah, basically what I've seen is like as companies get larger, the what is the phrase that I used to use? Tolerable mediocrity of the lowest common denominator gets lower and lower, which makes sense. Like you get a wider variety of abilities, and like as your company gets bigger and bigger, you have things that are easier and easier to do, and so you don't need that much ability, I guess. But that's that. There's my controversial opinion. Price says, generally it is a good thing that you don't have launching software. It feels like cheap adware to me. I see. I don't know if there's an open source software tool that can control the Probably just writing to some register somewhere. Shazrobot says, clipped and shipped. Recursive Chat, how's it going? Welcome back. Says, what's the best way to make sure that when you run a Python script located in tilde repo script.py, it knows where the other modules in tilde repo set Python path? So I would argue that if you ever need Python path, you're probably doing something wrong. And if you're running scripts directly, you're probably well. If you're running scripts that import other modules, you're probably also doing something wrong. If you're running Python files, you should be using Python-m, which will set up your module hierarchy properly. Or you should package them and install them as scripts through like console scripts entry points with like setup.py or whatever. That's not always the most practical answer here. So sometimes, you know, setting Python path is an okay hack / workaround. But note that running a script directly does not set Python path properly, and in fact does some really surprising things with Python path. Is it this one, Python path sadness? Yes. This kind of goes into more details about why you want to be careful about running scripts as path to file.py. And the first reason of that is it puts this as the first entry in sys.path. And so, I mean, if you're only importing from that directory, then fine, that's exactly what you want. But most of the other times, it's exactly what you don't want. And it can result in like weird import errors or importing the wrong module or, you know, other weird stuff. So you can see here, this is an example where it ends up in an import error. You could imagine a similar case here where, which file am I running? I'm running this submod1. You can imagine another case where there's another mod2.py file here, and suddenly it starts running code that you don't expect. But yeah, so you have like generally be very careful about this, and usually the answer is to use Python-m, where it'll work correctly. This is actually an example where, oh, in fact, here's exactly the example I was talking about, where you have a module with the same name as a top-level module, and Python path does not save you. You still get fucked here. But yeah, so my advice is either Python-m or make an installable package. Summerzom says virtualenv plus a setup.py. Yeah, that's the second option that I was suggesting there. GDH says, so if I wanted to get as good as a Google software engineer, if they are somehow better, how would I do that? And how do I use open source to do that? I mean, if we're extending from my controversial opinion from before, there are some people at Google that are exceptionally good, and there are people that are probably not even as good as you already. Just due to like them having thousands upon thousands of software engineers. But I guess like my advice, like generically, is like always try and learn more stuff and like, you know, keep building new things, and yeah. I don't know. Physics Please says, hey there, it's Code. I noticed that your keyboard halves are basically straight. Do you find yourself shifting them around a bunch? So they're not quite straight, so they are angled up, and they're actually angled inwards a little bit, but the camera doesn't show it very well. So that it's more natural for my hands to be like slightly like this instead of, you know, straight up and down. So they are, you know, angled a little bit like that. So like this is about the angle that they're at right now. Kind of hard to see. Oh, I got the yellow. That's so weird. That yellow filter is like super new. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, we've got a clip from Parse It. Oh no. Disclaimer meme. Controversial opinion. That's all it is. Just controversial opinion. It's the hands that make it, yeah. Recursive Chat says, thank you, our company keeps putting sys.path.append. No! Ugh. That's even worse. That's like worse than Python path. I guess it's more consistent than Python path, but ugh. Sticking sys.path muckery in files is always a bad idea. It feels really dirty. It should feel dirty. It is very dirty. GDH says, can you help me? What's going on here? This test... Yeah, fucking ignore CodeCov. CodeCov is garb. Don't worry about it. It's just fucking garbage. Just ignore it. I don't know why we still use it as a check. I've never seen CodeCov work consistently well. That particular technology, I have seen coverage as a concept work well, but CodeCov the tool fucking sucks. It's so bad. It never works how it's supposed to work. Hey, what's up? Don't break the rule. How's it going? Have you been here before? I feel like you've been here before. Welcome back. Physics Police says, how do I life? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mr. Deadcode? I remember you, because your name's really good. Welcome back. Don't Break the Rule says, have you worked for Google? I have not worked for Google. I have worked for 3 software companies. The first one was a company called Infor Global Solutions. They were a giant enterprise software firm, of which I was, little fish in pond of 10,000-ish engineers. Maybe 1,000-ish engineers. I don't know. A lot of fucking engineers. I also worked at Yelp. I started when there were 115 engineers, and I left when there were 600-ish. And I also worked at Lyft, where I started at around 300 engineers, and left when it was like 2,000 engineers. Left. I was laid off. But yeah, so I've not worked at Google, but I know a lot of people that have worked at Google. Physics Please says, okay, yep, can't see that, but that's what I'd expect. I didn't realize the keyboard had tinting. Yes, I mean it's not the easiest to see. So the camera is actually like pointing down overhead. It's like right here, just pointing straight down to the keyboard. But yeah, it makes it a little bit hard to see all the perspective here. Chillin' with Corbin says, get that GitHub wall green and keep having projects that scope you to get better. That's fair. I know, the green wall is a controversial statement. Like, some people are like, yeah, make sure that happens, but I don't know. I do because I naturally just work on a lot of shit, but like, it's not necessarily good advice for everyone to strive to have your green wall. Cursive Chat says, thank you to whoever gifted me a sub with all of the emotes. Hello. Yeah, it was probably Vape Juice Jordan, if I had to guess, because he gifted 50 subs. 50 subs! Hey, what's up, Harv's Army? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Don't Break the Rule says, man, I just looked at your GitHub. You have a lot of contributions, boy. I do. And I had even more when I was working at my Jorb, but since the layoff, I mean, I have 5,000 open source contributions. I also had like 4,000 per year closed source contributions, so it was over 9,000. But yeah, I do a lot of the GitHubs. Unfortunately or fortunately. Hey, what's up, Zolor? Hello, and Chubbs to the max. Welcome back. Curvy Key says, "Why don't you work for Google? They're too big." I don't want to work for Google. I would very much be a very tiny cog in a machine and like not have the ability to drive impact or like drive direction or other stuff like that. I mean, sure, I'd probably make a fuck ton of money, but like, I think the work would be unfulfilling. And plus, when companies get big like that, you have to deal with company politics more often. So, yeah, that's the thing. Shanstormit says, trying to get better at programming while working full-time and taking an intense summer class is pretty exhausting right now. I can imagine. Yeah, it's hard to do self-improvement when you're on someone else's dime. Physics Please says, what is everyone's opinion of GitHub now being Microsoft? I think it's fine. I think it's actually pretty good. Microsoft has been doing a lot in open source recently and like really driving forward the industry in that space, and like I think that's pretty cool. One Cause Paco says, I made a script that generates fake commits with realistic commit messages so I can make 1,000 commits a minute. I'm a 100x engineer. Nice. Doesn't Eat Booty says, what are you doing for money now? Are you taking time off of work or actively looking? So at the moment I'm not currently making much money right now. Almost all of my income is coming from Twitch right now, which is like not enough to pay rent. But my plan right now, I'm not actively looking for work, but I'm working on this tool called Precommit CI, which is going to be a CI system based around Precommit, the GitHooks linter code formatter framework. And I've been making a lot of progress on this. It's still not quite there yet. I did make some progress off stream on this. Like I set up an AWS account and I started like investigating how I'm going to run lambdas for the web portions and the actual CI portion, and I looked a little bit into how I'm going to use queuing to do that. I'm still like not completely sure how the queuing part's going to work, and I'm getting very close to having an end-to-end local run of this, which is pretty cool. But this is what I've been working on, and I'm kind of time boxing myself to like 6 to 9 months on this project, and like once that's, you know, once it inevitably doesn't work out, I'll search for a new job and like re-enter the industry and go through that whole grind again. But we'll see what happens. Physics Please says, same reason I don't like 40-man raids, 10-man raids, every person matters. Yeah, it makes sense. Zoller says, and people don't last at big tech companies. I mean, sometimes they do. I was at Lyft for 2.5 years, and like, I was at Yelp for fucking 5 years. Don't ever, if you get nothing out of the stream, don't spend a lot of time at one company. Switch companies is the best way to make more money, learn new things, and advance your career. Whereas if you just fuck around at one place, you're like never gonna advance that much. Which, yeah. Jalen Corbin says, personally, that's what worked for me. I attended a boot camp and it's rather stressed highly there. And coincidentally, Anthony Wright's code keeps his green as well. Yeah. GDH says, wow, you offer a really great perspective on the lust to work for Google. don't work at Google. It's not gonna be good. So one ex-engineer makes 10 commits per minute. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Unlex McGee? Welcome back. Summersoft says, SQS should mesh with Lambda. No. Yes, that's the plan. I'm planning to use all free tier stuff, and as far as I can tell from my like sketch of a design diagram, I think I should be able to use all free tier stuff to get the initial version running. I think most of my cost once I get everything working, well, once the free tier expires and once I get everything working, is going to be my throughput on Lambda, my S3 storage cost, and whatever I need to do logging, because I haven't really looked into that yet. But I think V0, I'm not gonna bother so much with monitoring logging. I know you should always monitor and test your code, blah blah blah. Fucking, I don't have time right now. But it'll be in the backlog for a while. There is some like interesting stuff that I want to get out of logging. So like, my point about monitoring logging is like you want to know whether things are correct, and I'm trying to basically make things immutable, or like make all of my deployments and code immutable. And so like I drastically minimize the number of moving parts so that like monitoring doesn't like is a little less necessary, because there's nothing like changing out from under me. It's like, oh, did it work today? Cool, it'll work tomorrow. As for logging, there's some like statistics that I want to pull out, like, you know, number of runs and like how soon I'm gonna have to pay for stuff, and like you know, cost metrics. And I also like personally want to know what the most popular pre-commit hooks are and other stuff like that. And so like I will eventually build some logging into the system, but I don't think the V1 requires me to invest a lot of time in that, so I'm gonna forgo some of that. I do also eventually want to get to like completely continuous deployment, so like I can, you know, make a patch and have it completely validated in a staging environment and like roll that out automatically. But again, like manually deploying from my laptop is going to be, well, or my desktop, I guess, because I don't usually use my laptop all that much. But like manual deploys are probably going to satisfy that well enough. Oh no. Have I broken my fidget spinner? I think I've broken my fidget spinner. Now the LEDs are permanently on. I can hold this button and it turns them on. Oh, that's so annoying. It's fucking obnoxious. Now the lights are on forever. I guess I can pull the batteries out. Again, cheap electronics. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of my plan there. Shazerwet says, my face when I've been at my company for 10 years. Yeah. Kiwi Shock says, what companies are great again? So, my opinion from having worked at extremely large, small to medium to largish, is that you're gonna have, you know, you're gonna have potential, well, it depends what you're trying to get out of it, first off. Like, if you're okay, like, coasting by and, like, you know, not trying to move your career forward, and like, you know, you make a certain amount of money and you're okay with that, and you get your yearly inflation raises, and like, you know, you generally meet expectations on all of your performance reviews and all that sort of stuff, like a large company gonna be fine for you. But if you're looking to like advance your career, a small to medium-sized company is going to be better for pushing that forward. So that's like kind of my advice for like what I would search for. But yeah, it really depends on a person by person basis. I like my opinions are mine. Like you guys might have different ideas about how to do this stuff. Summersoft says, I've done similar on Azure with functions and storage queue. Yes, so I'm also trying to design this in such a way that like if another cloud provider is cheaper, I could just switch. We'll see what happens with that. Beastco says, I hate moving companies though. Yo, me too. I hate interviewing. That part's the worst part about it. It's like switching is a mess. Wash says you can integrate SQS with anything on AWS, including Lambdas, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, I know a lot about SQS and Lambda, so I do know that I can do this. It's really just like how do I want to hook it up, and like how do I mean, eventually I want to have a queuing thing that's limited based on how much you pay. So like, you know, a trickling queue for free tier and like a wider queue for paid tier or whatever. So I do need to figure out how that's going to work. And there's like a leaky bucket algorithm or something like that that I can look into or something like that. I don't know. I haven't done enough research on that yet because I don't actually work with queues all that often. But I do know how they work. Hey, what's up, Meta Imagim and War? Thank you both for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully your day is going well. Bisco says, plus I'm not moving to California, so my options here where I live are a bit limited. So one cool thing that's happening... if you can say cool things are happening because of COVID, one cool thing that's happening because of COVID is bigger emphasis on remote work. And, you know, a lot of companies doing fully or partially remote jobs where, like, you know, you work at home and, like, once or twice a year you fly into the centralized office, or the company is completely remote and you're just always working remote. So it potentially gives you some more options there. Oh, it looks like outdated version said exactly the same thing after it. Zolar says, Precommit CI looks interesting. Haven't found a CI system I really like yet. Yeah, so the thing about Precommit CI is it's intended to do one thing well, and like have minimal configuration to do that one thing well. So that's the plan. Wash says, for logging, you're probably gonna end up streaming logs to Elasticsearch or some shit. Yeah, that's basically. I mean. The system that we built at Yelp was thrift to a message queue to an aggregator to a Elasticsearch cluster, and the pipeline at Lyft was local aggregator to sampler to Elasticsearch as well. And so I'd probably end up building something similar. Or, you know, if there's some like off-the-shelf solution, I'll probably use that instead. Or honestly, you know, write to a queue, aggregate with a single queue worker and like write that to a data store would probably also work reasonably well. Bisco says, really sad that companies now will not pay for their good employees to stay, but hire someone new for more money. Yeah. Honestly, the easiest way to get a raise is switch companies. That's just how it works. Updated version says, a friend mentioned that Google Teams are very exact, so they have full teams for such minute things, like a team for the lights on a Google Home. You're given a fairly small amount of info, and then one day it all comes together. Though you get that Google cafeteria pizza, so clearly all worth it. Yeah, it's true. GDH says, have you thought of enabling linting into Babi? You could use something like FlyCheck to bootstrap that process. Why would I use FlyCheck when I've literally written a fucking linter? why would I use someone else's tool when mine already literally does that? But yes, actually that was part of the reason for making Babi in the first place, is Nano removed the linter and code formatter functionality. I have not added it back into Babi, partially because I have not had, you know, I haven't had infinite free time to work on it. And so I haven't really progressed much on that. But I do plan to build that feature back in later. GDH says, oh, I already read that one. Sarcastic Dante says, you can get the number of clones a repo had for the last 14 days. Yes, you can, and actually some of these numbers are pretty fucking wild. But this doesn't quite give you the usage statistics for pre-commit because it heavily caches repositories, and so you don't quite see usage as much. But are you guys ready for these numbers? These fucking blew me away the first time I saw them. 200,000 clones per week, and 50,000 unique cloners. Like this is fucking wild, and this is after caching. So like pre-commit heavily caches everything, and so like it avoids clones wherever possible. But these are just like this is probably like better represented by like CI clones and you know, new user clones is probably most of these, but it's a crazy number. I wonder if this is the most cloned repo on GitHub. I don't know how I would figure that out though. I would probably need to talk to someone in like GitHub staff. But I don't have any friends at GitHub anymore, so I'll have to figure that out someday. GDH says all passed except for CodeCov. Okay, let's look at this again. Cool fix there. Did that there. Option added. Tests added. Cool. Alright, I don't care about CodeCov. We're merging this. Because I want to get this in the next version. Oops. I had started typing a commit message in there. Whoopsie. Squash on merge. Okay, I will squash your branch for you, so that we can get that nice, sweet merge. Oh, but then we're gonna have to wait again. Damn it. Or did you already squash? How many commits do we have here? 4. Damn it. Sorry, man. I should have checked this before. PyTest done. PyTest. Fix 6906. This is the right one, right? Get diff origin master. Yes. And we will pick to squash. No, yes. Oh, there's conflicts. What the fuck? How are there conflicts? What do you mean there's no conflicts? What is our conflict here? What? What is this on master? Git show origin master source PyTest config init terminal writer. I believe it is supposed to be file equals file, so we will do this. This? Yeah. Rebase continue. Did I squash this wrong? That looks right. Git push GDH head. Wait, is it because this is going into a different branch? No, let's try new master. Oh. Huh. Okay, anyway, push that in. Kiwi Shock, welcome back, says, thanks, was interested in your opinions. Cool. GDH says, DigitalOcean has a lot of free credits from programming podcasts. There are a lot of podcasts which provide $100 in credits. Yeah, that makes sense. Please says, BitHostel lol. Well, which thing? My opinions? Perhaps. GH says, I guess this is sort of like the creator Flask. I heard in a talk of his that he created Sentry because web frameworks don't make a lot of money. Yes, I know who you're talking about. What is his name? He uses pre-commit. That's why I remember his name. This dude, Mitsuhiko. Armin. But I was actually thinking of David. But yeah, makes sense. Person says, I bet the dips are Saturday/Sunday. Yes, they are definitely Saturdays and Sundays. which tells me that people are using pre-commit at work, especially. Shatterbit says, I can try and find out for you. I have some friends there. Nice. Amazon X says, probably React is the most cloned. So the thing is, like, I don't know why people would clone React. Like, you usually don't clone a repo unless you're working on it. And this is, you know, this is 20,000 clones a day. This is what? 24 hours divided by 20,000? It's a clone every 5 seconds. Guess if we do 18,000, it's a little bit more accurate. Yeah, it's a clone every 5,000. Rebel Knight says create React tab. I don't think that clones React. I think that just npm installs, right? One Cross Paco says, I hate that because people will fork instead of star, then pages on the internet use stars to list repos. Maybe people fork because they worry you're going to delete the repo. Yeah, I don't really understand the difference between that, but yeah. The GIF commit, yeah. Person says, Hackerman goes brrr. Person says, your PR is getting approved or it's not yours. Yes. Not my PR. But yeah. But yeah. Okay, we're caught up on chat. This is running again, I think. So I'll merge this. Why do we have a failing check already? Did I somehow break pre-commit? Son of a bitch. Whoops. To be fair, pre-commit didn't run because it was a rebase, which is kind of annoying. I wish it did run on rebase commits because then it would, well, we wouldn't have had to waste time with this roundabout repushing though. Hey, what's up, Pseudo2? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It's a good name. I like it. Of course, running the linting for the full repository is a little bit slow. That's fine. We'll push that up. Hey, what's up, chillin' with Corbin? Thank you for the follow, even though I've seen you in chat. Welcome, welcome. Physics Please says fired. Okay. Alright, we'll let that run again. Let's close this, close that. Okay, and then we can get back to what we're actually working on, which is babi. I wonder if I just don't implement \g. Workspace, babi. Get this reg. Reg no G. Hmm. Hmm. I am a flex says, how many leak code problems did you do before getting into Lift? Fuck leak code! I don't work on leak code problems. I find them kind of a waste of time. This is... Man, I get this so fucking often. Remove extra dash dash version from the readme example where they just go in and change dash dash version to not dash dash version. This is intentional. Every fucking time. I swear, like, every repo that I do this, someone is gonna come along and send this as a pull request. But nope, it is intentional. Good try, though. Okay, I'm caught up on email. But yeah, I don't do leak code. Hey, what's up? I don't want gift sub. Hello. Person says, I'm so excited for my new project, going to implement OAuth 2 authorization server with Django and Flask. Ooh. Zolar says, what are leak code problems? There's basically like a website that collects a bunch of common, you know, silly toy problems that are meant to be like interview-like questions, and a lot of companies ask them in interviews, including Lyft. But the idea behind leak code is you can kind of prepare for some amount of interviews by working on those. But I don't know, I usually just kind of like YOLO and like work it out in the interviews, and I find that that's a more honest approach. But like also I know it definitely puts me at a disadvantage because I don't just like instantly know all the problems, but like Spitfire, welcome back, says open source is greater than leak code. Yes. Depends on where you're interviewing. Yeah, it's true. Purple pineapples. That's such a good name. I like that. Emilflex says, how did you pass then? Good algorithm fundamentals from school? I guess some of it's from school. Some of it's just like I write a fuck ton of code, and so like I kind of like know the basic. Honestly, here's the thing with most programming problems. You can know what, 5 data structures, and get through almost all programming problems just with those data structures. Most important one being sets. Sets are so important. Then you want to know like some mutable sequence type. So in Python that would be list. You want to know some mapping type, usually both a tree-based mapping type as well as a hash-based mapping type. Python doesn't have a tree-based mapping type, so you're kind of shit out of luck there, although you can simulate one with a list. So we have sets, lists, maps. You want to know a queue. Usually a double-ended queue is probably your best bet. So like, you know, in Python that's the deck class, which doesn't get used all that often, but it is kind of useful. And then like know those for your programming language. If you're working in Python, there's a couple other data structures that are provided out of the box that are also helpful. So things like a counter or a default dict in the collections module. Those are also sort of useful. And occasionally you'll need to know, oh, I guess you should probably also know how to build a tree. You might also say linked list, but I think linked lists are fucking useless. So, I mean, know them if you need to know them, but they're not more efficient than using a deck. A deck will run circles around linked lists like every fucking time, and especially in reality. But I guess there are theoretical places where a deck is slower than a linked list, but almost never. So knowing those data structures, knowing when sorting will improve your algorithm is another one. Know about bisection, and you can use most of those tools to solve all the problems. Know when you can also cache stuff as well. And honestly, you know, once you've like done a few of these sort of things, like you're just churning those same things over and over and like transforming a problem into ones that you know how to solve, basically. But that's my thought. It might not be true, but like that's my thought. Person says, interesting, Lyft may also have OAuth 2 support. I know Lyft has, what the fuck is it called? SAML support, so it probably also has OAuth 2, I'd guess. Update version says, trying to get your Hacktoberfest PR t-shirt be like, yeah. Summersoft says, now I want to troll and throw up a Python-VB. Yeah. GDH says, have you considered a business model like Encode the Company, where the founder gets paid to do open source stuff? I mean, I would love a model like that, but open source really hasn't paid me much money. So I eventually want to get to the point where like my dream, my absolute dream, is that I build something that is, you know, makes money on its own, and I can spend all of my time like without guilt streaming and working on open source software. That's my like absolute dream. There's no fucking way I'm ever gonna get to it, but that would be like the coolest thing for me. Hey, what's up, Cool John Doe? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Physics Please says, what's the most popular place to find open source projects to contribute to? I'm particularly interested in helping scientists with their hack together code for science applications. Honestly, like any software that you're already using is probably a good place to get started there. Like literally every project has, you know, many open issues that can get worked on. Like take PyTest for example, which millions of people use. PyTest dev PyTest, and it currently has 556 open issues. Like just an absurd number of open issues. And like, you know, oh, actually I have a video for this. Why am I even babbling? I have a video for this. Alright, but it's hard to find it there. Anthony writes code explains. Let me just paste you the link to my video and restart the music, which has stopped. What did I call it though? Open source. How do I get started in open source? So this is mostly around like how you can find issues to get started and work on stuff. But yeah, pretty much any project that you would think to use has issues that you can work on at any level, basically. Solar says, isn't LeetCode an actual programming language, or did I dream that? There might be a programming language that's called LeetCode that was created after the fact, but the LeetCode that people are colloquially referring to is LeetCode. I hope it's .com. Yeah, it's LeetCode.com, which has like a bunch of like, you know, build this little thing, like answer these interview like questions. But Imaflex says LiftCode was known to ask LeetCode hard and medium problems, so I'm interested how you passed their technical interview. I mean, so I was an interviewer at Lyft, and most of the questions that we asked were the easy ones. Where we tried to make them the easier ones, so that it was more like how you're programming the problem, and not so much like, oh, how do you know how to do this particular LeetCode-ish thing? I don't know. I'm also real smart. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, what's up, the endless server who says, oh, hi. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Probably mixed it up with someone else. Oh, with something else. Oh, I see. It makes sense. Shazarbat says, here we go, Chad. Anthony, real talk. Is deck in the standard lib? Yeah, collections.deck. DEQUE. Double-ended Q. Kriviki says, you need to know a stack. Yes, stacks are also useful, but that's kind of an extension of your mutable sequence type. You can kind of build a stack based on that as well. I am a flex with the what is that emote? Is it gold? Is that what it's supposed to be? Zolor says GitHub sponsors. So I do have GitHub sponsors, but I'm really bad at advertising myself, so I don't really know how to get more people to sponsor me. Is the thing. But I do have GitHub sponsors, and I do have several people that are sponsoring me. But yeah, I guess. I don't know. GH says Tom Christie gets paid for doing open source. Maybe you could see how he does it and live the dream. It's true. I don't want to give says partner could come soon. Yeah, I'm actually getting pretty close to Twitch partner, which would be cool. Hey, what's up, Yazilomo? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And that would get me, I guess, a little bit more income from Twitch, because it changes the percentages that you make from subs and stuff. And like, I don't know, but no, my actual dream is that somehow this project is super successful, and like I get to spend more time doing the stuff that I really enjoy doing, and then I don't have to go back to programming for someone else. But Data Version says just win the lottery and live off that. Jeez, come on, Anthony, this is obvious. Oh boy. Cybergenesis says unparalleled technical ability, but an asshole, or average but nice. Are you asking like which would I trade off? I don't think that they have to be extremes. At least I like to think that. I don't know. Shrugs? It depends on what you're trying to do with that, I guess. Nerdy Laka says, hello, second time I catch you live. As humble as always, I see. You came at just the right time, Nerdy Laka. I don't know. I think like being nice is better, and you can always improve your technical ability. So I don't know. Hey, what's up, Additivity? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It's a pretty cool name. I like that. Odris says, how does GitHub sponsors work? So basically, GitHub sponsors allow you to provide a profile, which provides like a little bit of a blurb. Mine is like, I'm passionate about open source and building productivity tools, mostly in Python. If you've worked with a code formatter linter or testing tool in Python, I've probably contributed some part to it. This is not an understatement. I created Precommit. I'm a core developer on PyTest and Tox. I maintain Flake8 and help maintain PyFlakes as a member of PyCQA. I build backported and forward-ported Pythons for Ubuntu with Dead Snakes, and I'm a member of SAS working on Python bindings for libsas. I also build lots of productivity tools, linters, and code formatters, and constantly strive to improve the Python ecosystem. I also live stream a lot of the software I build on Twitch and YouTube, providing free educational content by showing the process to the madness. Little blurb like that. And then people can sponsor at particular tiers. These are just the like pre-made ones that I put together. And it ends up being monthly payments. But I don't know, you need people to sponsor, I guess, to actually make things happen. It's kind of like Twitch subscriptions, I guess, in a way. It's just like monthly subscribe. Void Rose, Parsit says, Void Rose, people give money to projects similar to PayPal. Yeah, it makes sense. Hey, welcome back, Juice. Hello. 201 Created has just followed. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Zoller says it's hard to change an asshole. Cash Gang says they can barely be white. Imaflex says, "Are you in the Bay Area?" Yes, I live in San Mateo, California. GDH says there's an extreme Dommel Nuth who has extreme programmability and is extremely nice. I see. Jugmax says, "Hey, what's up, Anthony? Hello, hello. Welcome back." GDH says, "PR checks done, all checks passed." Refresh this now. I assume except for CodeCov, because CodeCov is annoying. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever, CodeCov. Alright, we're merging this. Fucking merging this. Done. Boom. We did it. GG. Chill vibes, says I'm a flex. Indeed, chill vibes. Judmax says, "So what is your take on Pylint? I don't know any project using it, and it has tons of open bugs." Ooh. we're just trying to touch on all the spicy points today. I think Pylint is a good tool. I think it has a lot of good ideas built into it. I think it can work to improve your code. But I find that Pylint is extremely noisy out of the box, mostly because it is designed to avoid false negatives instead of designed to avoid false positives. It is also difficult to work with because it requires all of your dependencies to be installed, and it requires your dependencies to be implemented idiomatically. So if any of your dependencies do slightly interesting things, for instance like 6.moves, then Pylint needs to have special code to understand how that code works. The brain needs to be trained to understand those particularly strange modules. And because of that, it makes it very difficult to adopt in any slightly interesting code bases. And especially in very large code bases, it makes it very hard to adopt. Also, it is significantly slow because it does dynamic analysis. And so, you know, I remember we tried to add it to Yelp main, which had like 2 million lines of Python, and it ran for like 6 hours and then ran out of memory. And we're just like, well, I guess we can't use Pylint. GG that idea. I don't know, there's some subsets of checks in Pylint that I think are really good. Like, particularly the Py3K checks are pretty good. If you're doing like a Python 2 to Python 3 migration, they're decent. But I mean, even with that, I had to turn off 3 of the checks because they're like 3 of the checks are just like always false positive on literally everything. But yeah, what I would like Pylint to do is to split out the dynamic analysis parts from the static analysis parts, and basically build like a Flake8-like tool on the static parts, or just contribute those to other tools. Like, I think that would be my ideal situation where I would actually use Pylint, is if it didn't have all of the dynamic parts. Also, it's hard to use with pre-commit because it needs your dependencies installed. So yeah, anyway, that's my take on Pylint. Yeah, I'm only 4 minutes behind in chat. I saw the message later. I see you guys. Cybergenic says, "Anthony is an example of it not being mutually exclusive, extreme technical ability, and yet he's nice." God Tilly. I can be an asshole sometimes. I don't want GitSev says, "Given Microsoft bought GitHub, does it mean a percentage will go to Microsoft?" So GitHub sponsors is 100% split. So Microsoft does not take any chunk of it currently. It may change in the future, but as of now, it is just a way to funnel money. Hello again, 201 created. Juice says, "Oh man, he's so far behind." I'm only 5 minutes behind in chat. Zolar says, "You gotta nurture the inherited nice people so they become an Anthony." Because they're too nice. Too nice guys. Ethel Bonus says, "Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How's it going?" Let's see. Voidrose says, "What are we working on for Babi today?" We're working on a bug. I'm in the middle of a debugging session that got distracted like 40 minutes ago, and I'm just catching up on chat, and then we'll get back to this. But there's a particular there's several now particular examples where Babi will hang forever. This is one of them. There's a end style tag which is missing the right angle bracket, and it just spins here forever. This is the example that we're actually debugging right now, and I think it's a combination of two things. Like it's either, I think it's a bug in Babi, but it's also a bug in the particular grammar that I'm using. But VS Code has special code which prevents these infinite loops, and so I basically need to build that same infinite loop code to make sure that this is not a problem anymore. But yeah, that's what we're working on today. Evelbona says, t-shirt idea, hello, thank you for the follow, welcome to the stream. That's why we have the hello emote. Just subscribe and then you get the emote. Solar says, we did it! Oh, we merged the thing, yes, indeed. Yeah, no problem. Amazon X says, is rent as horrible as people say in the Bay Area? Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a little bit cheaper where I live than when I lived in the city, but it's still pretty expensive. Shells are right with the disclaimer meme, indeed. I don't want GiftStab says, if you are an XCPNG user, I'm so lost in your message. I don't understand what you're saying. Sorry. Summersoft says, it's a game of Pylint RC and Pylint Disable. Yeah, but I feel like you need lots and lots to make it work correctly. Parsa says, by the way, the Lyft API reference links returns 404. No wonder. It's fucking garbage and no one works on it. The Lyft API is terrible. I'm so sorry. I was not able to improve it. Can we make God Tilly again? We need God Tilly emote. What would that even be? Constant game, yes. BRB Redline says, is sponsors meant to be a Patreon competitor? I think so, kind of. Yeah, to some extent I think it's supposed to be a Patreon competitor. Or an OnlyFans competitor. I don't want GiftSub says, will it bother you if Microsoft's policy changes about this percentage? I mean, maybe a little bit. But like, it's a better percentage than any of the well, it's literally 100% right now, so it's a better better percentage than anywhere else. Cybergenic says, what do you think of Apple switching to their own chips? Oh man, you guys are really you're just trying to get me to spice today. I think it's fucking terrible for consumers and for software developers. I think it's going to be fucking amazing for Apple because they're going to make a shit ton of money selling overly expensive ARM chips. They may be the only easy consumer accessible desktop ARM chips available, which might mean that they just strong arm the market and, you know, sell their shiny aluminum brand and make a fuck ton of money off of it.
Rip Apple hash sponsored.
But Apple, if you want to sponsor me, I have an Apple device that I absolutely fucking hate. But yeah, those are my thoughts on switching to ARM. But they will make a shit ton of money off of it, I'm sure. BRB Redline says, do you have any guns? What a fucking weird question. Do I have any guns? Why, are you gonna storm my house and you want to know if I can defend myself? No, I am a conscientious objector. I am against violence, and I would never touch a gun. Like, never ever. So the answer is no, I don't have guns. Outdated Version says, have you considered moving away from the Bay Area as a no longer employed in the area, or B, if employed, probably be fully remote? Yes. I do eventually want to move out of the Bay Area, because everything's fucking expensive here, and the weather is boring, and sometimes I just want to walk down the street without somebody talking about their fucking tech startup. Raspberry Pi, yeah, I guess Raspberry Pi is available, but it's not like a consumer desktop environment. It's not like a laptop. But yeah, Raspberry Pis are reasonably accessible, and you can put Raspbian on there and like have basically a Debian environment, and that's reasonable. But yeah. Purple Pineapple says, how's your experience with curses in Python? I've been thinking about using it for TUIs. It is real complicated. It's not so difficult to use once you understand like the mentalities of curses, but there are some things that are very difficult. In particular, like dealing with colors, dealing with real-time events, particular character sequences and keyboard combinations are difficult, and wide characters, which I still haven't finished fixing in Babi. There's still some fucked up wide character stuff. But you know, once you kind of wrap your head around those sorts of things, it's not so bad. But you do have to write a lot of code to make it happen. But yeah, Sargasmic Dante says fuck Apple. Agreed. BRB Redline says Juicebox Hero, what's that wrench? Juice's staff. She works at Twitch, so she has the staff wrench. Summerstuff says only consumer upside I see is battery life. Yeah, that's fair. Voidred says, why do you hate your Apple device? Okay, I guess I have two Apple devices. One of them is this Mac Mini, which we'll see if it lets me connect. And the only reason, fucking A, must change its IP address. It changes its IP address like once or twice a week. I don't understand. I tried this like literally yesterday, so I don't know why it has. Maybe it rebooted. Let's see, attached devices. Nope, it just fucking turned off. That would be why it's not connected. Why have you turned off, you stupid device? Well, anyway, I'm not gonna turn it on, but it's a 2012 or 2014 Mac Mini that I bought for $100 just so I could build stuff on. I guess it's not the worst. It does exactly what I need it to. Although sometimes it just shuts off. And sometimes when I log into my Apple account, it will send my two-factor codes to my headless build device, which I really love that feature. And this is my other Apple device, which is a 5th gen iPod Nano, and this thing fucking sucks. It barely does what it's meant to do. It will soft lock like 50% of the time that you unlock and press play on a song for whatever fucking reason. But I don't know. It kind of gets the job done, so I still use it. But anyhow, BRB Redline says you're American, so you must have guns. Okay, I wasn't sure if you're going for like American stereotype there, or you were just like, does this boy have guns? He's gotta have guns. Genix says, no, he meant in your pants. These guns? These aren't in my pants. Oh boy. He has 2 keyboards though. I have more than 2 keyboards. I have a lot of keyboards. Two keyboard has, yeah. Nerdy Langa says, missed opportunity of flexing the biceps when asked about guns. Sad. I did it anyway. I got it in. He defends himself with the power of Hacker Man's hands. Yo, people have said that my hands are tiny. They're tiny. Look at how small they are. Are these the Hacker Man hands that you really want? They look fine on a keyboard, though. I don't fucking know. I don't want to give says I have 3 Raspberry Pis and 2. I don't know what those are. On Raspberry Pi, a part of the bytecode still comes from Broadcom and it's closed source. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Broadcom makes so many chips. GH says, again, thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. Juicebox Hero, can you go in my friend's stream and say you will ban him? Parsa says, don't type the password. I was thinking about that, Parsa. I was like, if it pops up the password, we're not typing it. But the machine's off, so GG to that one, I guess. Purple Pineapple says, can you not do username at macmininame.local for the IP? I used to do that for my Raspberry Pi. It's possible, although I don't know whether I've hooked up host names properly. Might work. I don't know. She says, be back in a bit. Summersoft says, my 4th gen Nano is on its last legs. Yo, I had a 1st gen Nano, and I actually liked that device. It had a physical lock switch. So good. So fucking good, because it meant I could put it in my pocket and not worry about it just like, oh, I'm gonna stop playing music now, or oh, I'm gonna switch the song that you were listening to that you really liked. Summersoft says oh yeah, I already read that one. Athel Bonus says, what keyboard do you recommend for a developer? So I do actually like this one that I'm using right now, the Freestyle Pro. But if you're looking to get started with a more like, I don't know, easier to adjust to from a traditional keyboard, I've just put a link to Keyboard 4 in the chat, which is the other keyboard that I use on stream, which I really like. It's a really nice keyboard, but I don't want to give sub says you are a nice single board computers. Oh, I see. Cynic Doki says, so when do you listen to Juice and join Twitch? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there if she gets her sweet referral bonus. Void Rose says, I'm looking to get a new laptop. Any recommendations? So last time I did shopping for laptops, again, not sponsored. I ended with a Samsung laptop. This is like an extremely light laptop and has 16 gigs of RAM, a decent processor, and a GPU, and it works great for everything that I need it for. But you know, do your own research and like figure out what components you're trying to get. But this works well for me. But yeah. But Summersoft says, yeah, physical lock switch is necessary. Yes, necessary. I mean, it was pretty necessary. Hey, Python, welcome back. The denial of service has stopped. Juice says, wow, it's like a will they or won't they, but it's more like, will Juice get that sweet referral bonus? Yes. Okay. I'm caught up in chat. I'm actually gonna go fill up my water, so I will be right back, and I'll see you guys in a sec. I'm back. I have more water. Oh, I should have gone to the kitchen to get the nice water. I got the shitty tap water. It still tastes like water, so I think I'll be fine. But welcome back, chat. How's it going? Why is that button not working? Here we go. Cynic Doki says, always talking about money. What about passion? What about friends? No, it's just money, man. It's money all the way down. Jugmax says, laptop Dell XPS 13 with Ubuntu. Awesome, nice. Sounds. I've heard good things. My friend who is like a diehard ThinkPad person recently switched to the XPS and has been super happy about it. So I've heard good things. Money can't hurt you, can't lie to you, can't betray you. Would you say that it's never going to give you up? It's never going to let you down? Is it possible that it would run around? I don't think so. I don't think it could hurt you. Nerdy Laga says, oh, I realize now Anthony streams in the science and technology category, not the just chatting one. Damn! The fucking shade, Nerdy Laga! I'm supposed to write code, but you guys ask me so many questions. I don't know, I like it better this way anyway. I feel like the entertainment value from me writing codes is slightly less than me answering you guys' questions and telling you fun stories and all that other stuff. Hey, what's up, Gene Cream? Thank you for the follow. Sorry I missed you while I was away, but welcome to the stream. Okay, so what happened here? Where were we at? We need to look at line 475. 475. So we have line, and the position is at position 4. And first line is false, and boundary should be false. Boundary is false, so \G should not be matching, I don't think. Self dot reg set dot search line pause first line boundary is actually matching at index 1. And this is the pattern that it's matching. From babi.reg import reg. Can I import name reg? What the fuck did I call it? Oh, is it underscore reg? It's underscore reg. I think this is make reg. Yeah. Reg dot search. String pause first line boundary. This should be line, not string. Huh? Why does that match? Oh, I see what it's doing. This is the fucking hack that, oh, this is so dumb. Okay, so let me explain what's going on here. So there are two special regex, what are they called? What are they called? There are two especially regular expression anchors that are added by this regex flavor, and one of them is \A. And one of them is \G. And what \A is supposed to mean is only match at the beginning of the line at the beginning of the file. And \G is only match at the beginning of the line or directly after a begin match. So it should really only match those two situations. And the hack that VS Code uses to add these features, because it parses line by line, so it doesn't actually have the full file available. The hack that it uses is if we're not at either of those positions, so if we're not in those positions, then replace \A or \G, whichever one that you need to replace. Replace those with the replacement character, which should never show up in actual source. And so this works fine if you want to do \A foo. This will only match at the very beginning of the file, that's foo, but not like, you know, so if we have this regex matches, but bar foo does not match because it's not at the beginning of the line. And if you have like a multi-line file, so like baz and then foo, then it also doesn't match because it's not the beginning of the file. Because this regular expression gets translated into, for the first line, it'll stay the same, but if it's on this line, it will get translated into this regex. UFFFF foo. Maybe I should use something else. We'll capitalize foo, just so it's easier to see this. So it translates this regex into this other thing, which causes it to not match in this situation. But the problem with this regular expression is this is a negative look ahead. So replacing it with the replacement character is actually the opposite of what you want. Hey, what's up, Onicha? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And Azafaza, thank you as well for the follow. And Coding Seal, man, we just got like a triple follow going right there. Thank you all for following. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully your day is going well. But yeah, if we take this regex here, and we have a negative look ahead for \G, and if we replace this with this, bang, UFFFF, then this will never match, or this will always match. 100% of the time, this pattern is going to match. So that is the bug. That is the problem. Harsa says he managed to engage pretty well with chat. I mean, that's why I think you guys watch me, right? You don't watch me for the code. Voidress says, how do you ever get any work done with chat asking you so many questions? I don't know. I get some stuff done. Like, I just explained this thing, and I figured out what the bug is. But, yeah. Kiwi Shock says, that's interesting. ThinkPad guy happy with an XPS. Do you know anything? What kind of models could it be? Let's see. He tweeted about it recently. Paul... fuck is his handle? What is his handle? Let's see if we can find him in here. The problem with searching him is his thing is just a coffee cup. So actually I think it was on one of Lita's posts, so maybe I can just find the thread. Lita retweets a lot of stuff. I'm never gonna find this, am I? Fuck. I don't even know what his handle is either. Let me just scroll a little bit more. These are Lyft people, so maybe I'll find him here. Here we go. Oh, it's literally Paul. It's exactly what I thought it was. I don't know why it didn't show up here. Alright, this is what he has. Dell XPS 13 9300. That is the laptop that he has. And that is the one I was thinking of. But yeah. Anyway, that's that. Chickmax says, I got the 2018 model and it rocks, nothing to complain. Well, it's pricey, but my employer bought it for me. Oh, that's nice. Coding Steel says, in the Raids code, I have a question for you. I know I'm new and you have probably been asked something similar a lot, but I just finished my 3rd year of college in software development with an A average, but I won't be able to do an internship as I'm getting married in the United States and moving next summer. Is it really as hard as some people say to land a job in a non-tech city? I don't know. I feel like software is super in demand just in general, and so like finding a job in software is actually not that hard. But yeah, I don't know. It depends like what your abilities are and like what you're willing to work on and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know that I can make any like generalized statements here. Hey, what's up, Didza263? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, Jugmax suggested the other Paul. Yeah, no, this is a different Paul. This is the Paul that I worked with at Lyft on infrastructure, and he was actually my onboarding mentor, although he was so busy my first week that I basically just onboarded myself because, yeah, he was fighting fires all week, so that didn't work out so well for him. But yeah. Coding Steel says, that's understandable, thank you for answering. I just see a lot of people saying it took them like 8 months to get a job, even with an internship. I mean, I don't know. It depends on either way. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Pretty sure this uses setup tools behind the scenes. If I remember correctly. Maybe the old version used setup tools? Fdist. Well, it's using distutils core here. Extra. What is extra supposed to be? Yeah. Literally uses entry points here. So you're not right. You are in fact wrong. It definitely uses setup tools. Here's the code for it. Control F, entry points. Didsa says, how did you get your Python skills to be this advanced? I worked on a fuck ton of projects. I did it for my job for 8-ish years. I've worked a lot on open source. I've built a lot of projects. I maintain a lot of stuff, and I don't know. I'm the type of person, like, if something doesn't work, I will either fix it or I'll figure out why it doesn't work, or go on, you know, and learn all the things along the way. So that's probably why. But I also, you know, I absorb information like a sponge, so it's very easy for me to learn new stuff. So, you know, some of it's innate, unfortunately. But Random Kaka says, what OS are you running? Yes, I was hoping somebody would finally ask. I made a YouTube video about this very recently, so you can check out this video on my YouTube channel, which asks about what operating system I'm using. But it's the answer is boring but also surprising, so check that out. But yes, it is Ubuntu. Juice says more meetings. Rip in meetings. But anyway, we fixed this bug. Now I gotta figure out how to fix, or we figured out this bug. Now I gotta figure out how to fix it. Blue Booger says, I'm the type of person that if something doesn't work, I'll quit my job and change professions. Damn. That's fucking next level. That's crazy. Penny Seal says, I'm finding it hard to pick an interesting project to start relevant to software development that isn't game development oriented. Interesting. I guess that's fair. I mean, you know, find something. I don't like writing games, so I find enough projects to do there, but I also work on stuff that maybe isn't interesting for other people. One easy one that, you know, anyone can do is like a chatbot. If you interact with chat platforms, I guess. Hey, what's up, REOX? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Master Tech says, job hopping like a bunny. Tesla RX says, yeah, me too, but I tend to change planets as well. I must go, my people need me. Voidro says, what's your strategy for finding what projects to work on? Most of them sprout from like a need or an idea that I have. I'll give you an example of a project that I created relatively recently. This actually might be the most recent project that I created. The project is called Reassert. It's actually supposed to be regex assert, but regex assert. But I might have named this poorly, but the idea that I had was really cool. And then I was like, surely there's a way to actually implement this. But the idea is that, like, pretty often in testing, I will, you know, have some output, and I want to match that output with a regular expression to, you know, give me a pass-fail on my test. But writing large, complicated regular expressions can be difficult, and it's often hard to figure out when, or like, why a regex failed to match, because you might have, you know, like a 10-line regex and like matching a 100-line output, and it might be hard for you to figure out like where it stopped or started matching. And so I thought, you know, I bet I could, you know, pull apart the regular expression engine and, you know, get a partial match out of it, and then, you know, binary search that to find where it stops matching, and then like give me a little arrow that says, here, this is where it no longer matches. This is where you can start looking to fix your test case. So I wrote this thing, but it turns out there's a other library called regex, which already gave me a partial matching, and so this was made super easy because of that. But then you get assertion errors that look like this. So if you say like, you know, assert foo matches fork, you know, well, obviously as a human you can say like, oh, well, it definitely stopped matching at the R. But my library will give you an output that looks like this, where it says like, you know, this is the spot where the match failed. And of course you can use it as a assert helper instead of, you know, a PyTest style matcher, where you can just say like, where did it fail to match? And it also does multi-line matching and other stuff like that. But, you know, this was just like an idea that I had, and I was like, let's fucking do it. Let's make it happen. I actually built this. I built this entire library while I was on vacation. I was in France with my dad. Actually, was this during France vacation? Yeah, 9 months ago. I was in France with my dad, and like I had this idea, and I was like, I'm gonna, you know, we had like an hour of downtime at the hotel, and I was like, I'm gonna try and make this happen. And that hour of downtime turned into me staying up until like 3 in the fucking morning to finish it, because it, you know, I was very close to having it working, and I was like super excited about building this project. And so, you know, I, you know, hacked it out and got it working, and like, I don't know, reasonably, I mean, 50 stars on GitHub. It's reasonably popular. I've used it a couple of times. It saved me so much fucking time just from building this thing. But like this came from like a need and like a crazy idea, and then like I found some tools that made it somewhat possible, and then I, you know, hacked it together and got it working. Oni-cha says, are you on a dual monitor setup, by the way? Do you think it offers substantial productivity increase? I actually have a picture of my monitor setup, I believe. Hey, what's up, OMG Stev? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And this is also a risky click because last time we did this, oh, this is my keyboard setup. This is not my keyboard setup because I have it tinted now. Where is that photo? Is it this one? No, that's a screenshot. This one? No, that's what my old camera used to look like. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? I am Zubin. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Where the fuck is this photo? I could have sworn it was on my desktop. Fuck. What the fuck? Anyway, I have 3 screens right now. How do I not find this? Oh, here it is. That's why it's behind the window. This is my setup right now. I do like large screens, so this is a 30-inch screen. This is actually relatively new. I got this to make streaming more productive. And then this one I just picked up recently. But yeah, I don't know. I think it improves my productivity. I think large screens are probably the biggest productivity boost of all the things. But yeah, this is my setup. This is what it looks like. I'm actually gonna move this so that I don't peck around for it later. But yeah, I find multiple monitors to be helpful. You made it and answered everyone. No, I'm behind on chat already. Coding Seal says, what is your favorite project that you have created? It's definitely pre-commit. It's also my most popular project. This is a tool which integrates Git hooks and code formatters and linters and installs them and runs them for you. The basic idea is you set up a config file which lists the repository and the tools you want as well as their versions, and pre-commit knows how to integrate with Git hooks, including the pre-commit Git hook. I know, it's poorly named. If I could go back in time, I would probably name it like linter runner or something better. But anyway, it's called pre-commit and that's what's going to be called forever. And it knows how to download and install all those tools and run them against files in your repository. And though it is written in Python, it knows how to do this for a bunch of different programming languages. So, GDH says, this browser doesn't look like Chrome. This is definitely Chrome. This is Chrome. This one's Firefox, so this is what I usually use, and not Chrome. But I use Chrome for streaming so that I can keep things separate. And then everyone's like, oh, well, you can use Firefox profiles. And profiles are just a fucking pain in the ass, so I don't use them. But this helps me keep separate, I guess. WRETEP Pie says, yo, dude, where's the beer? You know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? I think I'm gonna go grab a drink. So, on that note, Retep Pie, I'll be right back, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, chat, we're back. We've got a bit of a gimmicky beer today, but I do like it. It is very good. It is the Belching Beaver Brewery Peanut Butter Milk Stout. Hey, what's up, Eagle7? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, we're gonna be having that today. Myself a pour. I got a frosted glass out for this. Super fucking fancy. But that was not the best pour. Oh well. But cheers to you guys, chat. But yeah, I guess we're drinking now. Onicha says, looks nice. Yeah, it was pretty good. Kiwi Shock says, typically in the rights code, I was on vacation, so I created and finished a project. Yeah. Amzabin says, why not use Linux as the primary OS? That's answered in the video that I linked above. I do use it as a primary OS on some computers, though. Porus Loris says, I started learning Python 2 months ago with the hope of getting into data analysis, but I've been seeing a lot of articles and posts saying that there's way too many people looking for entry-level positions, and you'd be better off going for a software development route. Do you have any recommendations one way or another? Ooh, that's always a hot button question. I guess to give you background, I am a software developer, so I definitely have like the software developer perspective. I don't have the data analysis perspective, so I don't really know that space at all. That said, it's going to be much easier to start from a software development perspective and differentiate past that than it is to start with like data analysis as your only goal and then like try and put software development on top of that. So I would recommend going the software developer route, but you know, data analysis is also highly in demand right now. Hey, what's up, Not Rufus? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Pudding Seal says, I heard the opposite. I think software and data analytics is just clustered at the moment, but if you're passionate, you will probably come out looking better than those who make it obvious that they only started this path for money. That's also true. That's also very true. Kiwi Shock says, it highly depends on what country you're from. Don't believe articles on the internet. Just check once a day or once per week. Check the job offers in your location/country. Yeah, makes sense. Snapshot says it's 5:30 here. You're all good. Yeah, well, it's only 2:30 for me, so you know, cheers to you guys. At least it's Friday, right? I guess I drank on Monday last time, so Hate Code says, hello, Anthony Red's Code. So unfair that there are so many good streamers. Well, I'm glad you think I'm one of the good streamers. Thank you, friend. Cody Seal says, I love root beer. I also love root beer. I also have root beer in the fridge. But this is not root beer. this is different beers. Juicebox Zero says, so like, why aren't you talking about these plushies? What plushies? What are you talking about, Juice? What are you talking about? Not Rufus says, how do you feel about DevOps and transitioning to development from that? So the idea, or at least the original idea behind DevOps, was that as a DevOps engineer, you are a developer, and you just happen to be automating operations stuff from that. In contrast with operations, where you're, you know, less of a technical person and more just like following runbooks and like, you know, essentially being the automation, but as human. So in a way, like, DevOps was supposed to be you are a developer. But I think it has shifted more towards operations recently, so yeah, I don't know. I think you can always get better at development, independent of what job you're working on. And it is easy and possible to switch from DevOps to more traditional software development. Hey, what's up, Zabroshenka? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Pudding Seal says, yeah, I think the plushie secretly writes some of the code when he's asleep. Yeah. You writing code there, Katie? You better not know my passwords. Pudding Seal says, I don't even know what DevOps engineers do, but a lot of job postings for it. Makes sense, I guess. Porus Loris says, well, yeah, I'm planning on doing a deep dive in calculus, statistics, linear algebra, etc., so hopefully that'll help to show that I'm genuinely interested and not just in it for the money. Makes sense. Wait, did Juice just gift a sub? I didn't get a gift sub notification. I'm confused. Snapshot. What are you talking about? Charon says, DevOps is breaking silos between ops and devs. Makes sense. Coding Steel says, plushies are there. If anything happens, plushies delete my browser history. Oh, it was a few days ago. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Huey Shock says, one advice, find 5 to 10 job offers that would interest you. This offers sometimes has specifications of what is required in the position, technologies, and libraries. Pick those that are repeating the most and think about learning them. That makes sense. Okay, I have no fucking idea how I'm gonna fix this. Because it basically requires me to know stuff about the regular expression engine. But I think I was reading more about the regex. Actually, I think I might have to use the regex engine to fix this instead of the same hack that VS Code is using. Hey, what's up, Sharon? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Juice says, meaning is for real. All right, guys, staff is gone. You can now talk shit about Twitch. So I was looking at this library. This is the library that I use under the hood for doing regular expression stuff. I believe there is an API in here that allows me to build my own regex engine that would not support \G and not support \A, and then I could switch between the various regex engines to implement these different things, maybe? Coding Seal says, I find it cool that you wrote an f-string module for older Python versions. F-strings are kind of useful and cool. Yeah, so the funny thing about this thing that you're talking about, future f-strings, this started completely as a joke. This was just like, huh, I wonder if I can make this happen. And turns out, yes, you very much can. But the way it works is actually awful. Virtualenv VM. We'll make a Python 2 virtualenv just to show you. Pip install future f-strings. And we'll put this funny comment at the top. Coding future f-strings. *** thing equals well, and the comment is super important. The comment is what makes this whole thing works. Hello thing. So normally this syntax is only available in Python 3 and above. So let's fuck up the comment first off. So if we run this, you'll see that you get a syntax error because there is no such thing as f-strings in Python 2. But with this special comment, suddenly it works. And the way this works is there is a special PTH file, which is futurefstrings.pth. And the way PTH files work is when Python starts up, it will load all of those on your site routes. And any of them that have imports as the first start of the line, it will exec the whole line, or eval the whole line. And what this does is it execs this try except, and this try except registers a codec using this register call here. And that codec stitches into the Python codecs module. So if we actually do Python, f hello thing, and do decode with future f strings, you'll see that the side effect of decoding with this encoding will transform f-string literals into format calls. And it uses this to rewrite the source at startup time. Which is completely fucking insane. But you can actually like see how it would have rewritten this code here. So you can see that it transformed that into a format call. And so that's how I backported f-strings. But it originally started as kind of a joke on, I want to say it was a PyTest pull request where someone was like, man, I wish I could just use f-strings everywhere. And I was like, I bet I could do a terrible thing that makes this just fucking work. And it turns out that it does. Hey, what's up, Fixter Jake? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. NerdyLog says, what? How do you even discover that you can do that? So I had seen something similar to this before. And saw the hack that they were using. I think it was called no colon. Yeah. So this is the same idea, but not implemented as well. where they set an encoding at the top, which is their no colon, and then they write Python without colons. And but yeah, I basically like took a similar approach here, but I also added a PTH file because I know a lot about PTH files because unfortunately, the way Yelp main worked to bootstrap installing all of the necessary dependencies on sys.path involved path files and file system traverse, which was way more complicated than it needed to be. But I learned a lot about path files doing that. Pavan Kumar P, welcome back, says, what are you drinking? I am drinking a peanut butter milk stout by Belching Beaver Brewery. It's really good. It tastes so good. I fucking love peanut butter. Peanut butter is like my favorite thing in the world, but it tastes real good. And yes, I'm drinking a beer at 3 in the afternoon. Such is life. Mr. Jake says, man, as much as I am really not a Python fan, I need to explore it more. Yeah, F-strings are great, man. I did a video about string formatting recently as well. GitHub, Anthony writes code, explains. Explain! Explain! For the Doctor Who fans here. String, not that one, this one. So this video goes a little bit over F-string formatting. Coding Seal says, I kind of get how you did it, but at the same time don't. I have no experience with writing modules or modifying existing code bases, mostly full stack websites and mobile apps I've done. So I actually have a longer explanation of a really old YouTube video. That's a longer explanation of that module. So if you want to check out that, I like how this playlist has one item in it. So this video goes in more details about future F strings and how all of the code works and how everything fits together. So you could check that out if you want. GDH says, what are your top tips for productivity and being motivated to code? Hey, what's up, Auto91? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So the problem with productivity and being motivated is honestly I've not been motivated for like last week. It's actually been super rough for me to like sit down and like try and work on stuff and like be focused and like not just like stop doing what I'm doing and go watch YouTube or like doom scroll through Twitter or whatever the fuck. So I've actually been struggling a lot with motivation recently. But usually the stuff that keeps me going is like interesting problems or you know, stuff that I want to see the outcome of it, or you know, chunking problems up into small workable components. That's usually how I stay motivated and stay on topic. It's also pretty fucking hard because because I have ADHD, and so like it's really easy for me to get off topic, which I don't know, that's probably why you guys love my chat, because like I'm all over the place. Hey, what's up, Potrill? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Jumpback says peanut beer is not legal in Germany. What? Why not? Why not? Is there a reason behind it? Is it because it's so good? Wow. There's a purity law. Huh. I had no idea. Interesting. That's cool. Not Rufus says, is there a Belching Beaver by you? Their breweries are pretty bad. I don't know. I've never been to their breweries. The way I get beer currently, because of pandemic, is this website called Drizzly, which does delivery and yeah, it's pretty good. I basically just like select the beers that I want and they show up at my door. And sometimes it's like, it's supposed to be like 60 minutes, and like most of the time it's like, you know, half an hour to get my order. Hey, what's up? Fried Beefed. That's a good name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully your day is going well. Mine's going pretty well. We figured out the bug, but we have not figured out how to fix it yet. Is that local? Because I've not seen it before. I don't know. I think they're in... Oh, they're in San Diego. So relatively local. I mean, they're about as close as like 4 states over, because California is huge. Yes, I'm 21 years old. Spoilers. Oh, I've not had this one. Huh. Why is their website so shit? It's like laggy to scroll. Anyway. I don't care what their website's like, the beer's good. Clear Hunch says, time for that Twitch bot for all these explain videos. Yeah, it's true. That's actually why I made this GitHub repo, so it's easier for me to search for them. But yeah, it would be kind of cool if there was like a bot where I could just do like bang explains and then like some fuzzy text search thing or something like that. Fixer Jake says, just in general, the whitespace as syntax irks me. I've been a .NET guy for some time. Last time I touched Python was my programming language concepts class 2 years ago. Yo, I fucking love curly braces and semicolons, man. I feel ya. I was like a C, C++, C# person for the longest time. I picked up Python for work at Yelp. That was my first exposure to it. But yeah, no, I totally feel you on that. The white space is a little bit weird. PewWTD says, nice shirt. Yo, I just got this shirt. I actually really like it. And do a little twirl for you guys. Ooh, bang my desk. Okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. There's an earthquake! But yeah, it's a brand new shirt. It's, I don't know, it's nothing fancy. It's from Gap. But like, I don't know, looked good. So I got it. Master Tech says, can you do that to use I++ instead of I plus equals 1? Yes, you could do something like that. Let's see if we can just fuck with this real quickly to do that. Site packages, future fstrings.py. I'm just gonna use this stupid regex to do it. Plus equals re.compile. A to Z 0 to 9 underscore A to Z plus. Followed by plus plus. And then, I don't know, word boundary? Well, it's always gonna be a word boundary. And we'll capture this. Actually, we can just do beginning of the line, white space, some amount. And we'll need to capture this because we also need to put it back. And then some amount of white space, and then an optional comment. And we'll actually capture all of this. Regular expressions. Is this correct? I don't need to capture this. Okay. We actually need that to be a bytes regex. We'll give it a Great Britain literal. Are those legal in Python too? They are, cool. B equals plus dot replace. It's not dot sub. And then it takes the replacement string first, so back 1, back 2, plus equals 1, back 3. I think this is what we need. Something like that. So now we do X equals 1, x plus plus, print x. Fuck. What do you mean? What do you mean? Let's see why it's broken. Plus dot sub. How do we do this? Is the regex not matching? It is not matching, so that's the problem. So the regular expression is broken. Some amount of white space, identifier, plus plus, some amount of white space. Looks fine. Do we need re.m? Hey, it works now. What do you mean encoding problem? Why encoding problem? Oh, because of Unicode literals. What is going on here? What is wrong? I don't understand. Oh, Python 3. I was typing Python 3 the whole time. Why didn't you guys tell me? You probably told me and I just wasn't paying attention. Yay, there we go. Plus plus works. We did it. Okay, but yeah, you can do something like that. Jugmax says, I'm calling it a night. See you around. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around in the future. Skywalker Pro says, hey Anthony, respect by the way. Thank you. Appreciate it. GH says, do you use meds for ADHD? I did until I was 21, 20-ish. I told this story last stream though. You can actually check it out on YouTube. Although it's really hard to find my stories, unfortunately. But yeah, I used to take meds for it, but I haven't taken meds for almost 10 years. Diadokinetic says, in Germany we take beer very seriously. Don't just mess with it. It's true. It's true. It's fair. Hey, what's up, Russell Santos? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. I do actually really like German beer, so I feel you. The Endless River says, this delivery is so awesome. I wish I had this here. Yo, it's so good. It's so good. Hey, what's up, W. Kulikowski? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Sweeku, welcome back. How far behind in chat am I? Oh, I'm almost 10 minutes behind. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll get caught up, I promise. Coding Seal says, in the Reds Code, what's your coding story? Like, when did you start, and how did you end up being a tech lead and a Python plushie lord? Plushie lord. It's me, the plushie lord. Let's see. I started programming. I really need to put this on a YouTube video too. I started programming when I was about 10 years old to cheat on math homework. And by cheat, I mean do the quadratic formula on my calculator. I ported that from my calculator to a Microsoft Word macro because I wanted to be able to give it to other people. And this kind of showed me the magic of being able to share code and like provide value. Let me just put this up so you guys can actually see something slightly interesting while I'm babbling. Being able to share this code on a floppy disk kind of showed me the value of like sharing code and like how you can empower other people to receive benefits from the work that you put in. My first programming bit that I was paid for, I wrote an XSLT, which no one should program an XSLT, but I didn't know better, and it worked really fucking well. I wrote an XSLT program which transforms one contact database from one format to another, which was used to migrate a company from one ORM to another, or not ORM, CRM to another. This was contracting work that I did. My first internship was at a company called Infor Global Solutions, where I started as a QA developer, but then they were like, here's a 14-week internship. You're going to do this menial task every day for 14 weeks. And I was like, fuck that. I'm going to automate this. So I wrote some code in my first week that automated all 14 weeks of my internship. And they were like, I guess maybe we'll give you development work instead so that, you know, you can actually not just sit and twiddle your thumbs for 13 weeks. So I did development work there for 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. Starting out of high school, and then I got an internship in Yelp, and then I worked there full time. I learned Python at Yelp. I started as a front-end developer, but transitioned to full stack, and then back-end, and then, well, I guess I never did pure back-end. I did full stack, and then I did infrastructure, and particularly was interested in developer tooling, which is kind of where I found my little passion there. And then I worked at Yelp for 5 years, and then I started working at Lyft doing developer tooling. I created the developer experience team, and worked there for 2.5 years before I was laid off, and now I'm doing my own thing for a while. Suika says, are you working on babi some more? Yes, we're working on a particular bug. We have found the source of the bug, which is this special regular expression is matching when it shouldn't be matching because of a negative look ahead. The hack that VS Code uses that I also use, I replace out these strings with different representation, and that allows me to turn these flags on and off at will. But this is broken for reasons, and yeah, because this always matches. This regular expression literally always matches, so I gotta fix that. Unless McGee says bang desk. Oh, because I banged my desk? Yeah. Not like you want to know what my desk is. I don't know what my desk is. I bought it at Costco when I was going to college in 2012. So this is an 8-year-old desk. I really love this desk. It's so good. Mr. Jake says, I just like everything to be as explicit as possible, not only for myself 6 months in the future, but for others. That makes sense. Skyver Pro says, I'm in embedded, learning C and object-oriented programming in college. First job was C++ dev in embedded, now Python dev in embedded. Nice. Koenig Seal says, can you link that GitHub tutorial GitHub page? I'd be interested in bookmarking it. Yes, I can. Link my explains link there. Victor Jake said, I had 2 semesters C++, actually kind of enjoyed it. The professor was just the hardest guy in the CS department, so it's quite challenging. Yeah, we did a lot of C++ in college at Michigan. We can't see the code because of picture in picture. Oh. Let me see what was missing. Oh, you can't see the regexes off screen. Yeah. Alright, I'll show you that regex real quick. Site packages, future f strings. This is the only interesting part, was this regex here. Sorry about that. Most of my coding in college was Java. Java's fine. Java is fine. Stuff about Java. C# fan? I really like C#. I really fucking love C#. I wish I could write more of it. Comer P says, is it part of the Python 2.7 package? Oh yeah. Okay, you figured out the problem. I'm glad you figured it out, because I was not smart enough to figure that out. I did get there eventually, but man, it was a mess. But yeah, thank you for that. Kirshock says another question. Let's say you have something complex to implement, like 13 story points. Fucking story points, man. My question is, what is your way of starting with something big issues that you can't fit in your head at one moment? Do you like to split big issues to smaller? Yeah, I like to split things up. sometimes it's very difficult because it's very much like, you know, the rest of the fucking owl situation. And so sometimes it's not possible to split things up, so you really just have to either like be heads down on something for a real long time, or you know, be okay with setting something down partway finished and like leaving yourself notes for the next day. But I really like, I think part of the reason that I was so effective at Yelp and Lyft is I was pretty good at taking things and splitting them into one-day tasks or like half-day tasks, and then, you know, doing 2 or 3 of those a day. But yeah, I think splitting things up makes, well, one, it makes it easier to like not get burned out on working on something, because you have like small actionable wins, and like you get, you know, you get your shot of adrenaline or endorphins from finishing one of those, and can help propel you through the rest of it. But yeah, I also do like to split stuff up. I don't really, you know, do so much with diagramming or notes and stuff, but that's partially because I have very good memory. I have like partially photographic memory, so it's easy for me to like keep it all in my head. But for those that like, you know, for most of us that can't do that, like keeping notes is good, and like having some structured board for that is nice. I really, you know, when I was using boards to keep track of stuff, I really like sticky notes over like, you know, Jira tickets personally, but you know, to each their own, I guess. Hey, what's up, Binary Sloth? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Fixer Jake says, starting my internship on Monday, working on tooling stuff, so I'm fairly excited. That should be nice. Nerdy Laga says, amateur mistake there. If you automate your job, never tell anyone, especially your boss. Well, I wanted to like actually learn stuff. Like my point of my internship, like I wasn't making much money. I was making like $15 an hour or something, which, you know, I probably could have made 30 or 40 doing the same work at some other place, but I don't know. I was really there to try and learn stuff, and but yeah. Kurviki says, from where did you learn all of these things? Most of it's from projects, just like finding stuff to build and then building it. Honestly. Reading documentation, poking at stuff, figuring out how things work, you know, looking at other people's stuff. That's most of where I learn. Because I don't learn from books. I don't watch too many other people's coding stuff, and if I do, I'm just there to troll most of the time. GH says, you should do an explains on Git Show. I didn't know it was so awesome that I could look at code in other branches without having to check them out. I did want to do something about that. Video idea, Git Show. I'll probably do that at some point. Suika says, if you wanted to put Babi online as an editor, do you know how you would go about it? Do you mean like a editor in the browser? Or do you mean like install it from GitHub? Because you can install it from GitHub. You can grab it from PyPI. Like it's up there. It's installable. If I were to do it in the browser, it would probably be like some crazy script-in pipeline or something. I don't know. PyPI.js? Who knows? Fixer Jake says, even the process of splitting up a project is difficult because you have to think through everything you have to do. Yes. W. Kulikowski says, love the stream. Off the top, what did you contribute to PyTest and how did you get there? I'm using it for all of my Python projects. I've actually done a lot of stuff in PyTest. I'm one of the I'm one of the 4 core devs right now. There are, you know, 30 plus people that have commit access to PyTest, but I'm one of 4 people in core. Where did they move the thing? Where's the little contributors box? Oh, here we go. But yeah, I think I'm top 6 in contributors. Top 7, I guess, now? Who passed me? Oh, Blue Tech passed me. I see. But, yeah, I'm one of the top contributors. Damn, Blue Tech has been putting in work. Holy shit, dude. But yeah, I've done quite a lot in PyTest. Most of the stuff that I do is bug fix and infrastructure related, mostly because I very infrequently need new features from PyTest. However, I have contributed some features. Like one of the big features I did was one of the first things that I did in PyTest. This is going to take too long to find. But it was the capsys binary fixture, which allows you to capture non-textual output. Because I needed it for a project that I had. But honestly, the way I got into PyTest was really just like, I started by making quality GitHub issues for bugs that I found. I fixed a lot of the bugs. I added some features. Some of the developers had noticed my work from other stuff that I'd done in the ecosystem. So like I had already been maintaining Tox at the time, and Tox is another tool that PyTest uses. And demonstrate value. And PyTest is actually one of the easiest projects to become a maintainer on. Like we add people, like if you have a quality PR that has little to no interaction, or like little to no like back and forth, like you'll get added as a maintainer, like that, like no work necessary. Becoming core, I needed a little bit more investment, so you can see like I spent a lot of time working on PyTest. But yeah, it's not so hard to get started, and a lot of projects are similar to that. Fixer Jake says, best bet is you don't know how something works and you just create a new project and start trying, or start typing, at least if it's a good way to learn stuff. Yeah, it makes sense. GDH says, $15 an hour, Google engineers don't make that much in my country. What the fuck? That's like nothing. That's like slightly above minimum wage. Oh, you mean, editor in browser? Yeah, I don't know how I would do that. I have like ideas with unscripted and stuff, but maybe something like that. Cybergenic says, do you use PyPy on Babi? Yes, PyPy does work for Babi. Which version of Tmux do I have? I think that's still the old version. So not all the tests pass in PyPy. Docs-e, PyPy 3, no test. But Babi does work in PyPy. Takes a while to install the dependencies because it has to build some chunky thing from source, probably coverage. Although maybe coverage can supply wheels now. But anyway, PyPy 3 Babi. Here's Babi. All right, I have a breakpoint. We'll just Babi/screen, right? I have another breakpoint. Oh. Gotta reinstall it because it's not an editable install. What the fuck? I have another one. Babi/Hyla-elf. Fuck this. -p PyPy 3 pip install Babi. Anyway, this should work. Hey, what's up, Cuskadev? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But here's Babi running in PyPy 3, editing itself, and it works pretty well. Interestingly, it's slower, like, right at the beginning, but it gets faster over time. Actually, that's not interesting. That's just how PyPy works. But yes, it does work in PyPy as well. Cybergenic. Fixture says, Google's ripping some people off. Yeah, that's true. Zabrashenka says, where do you live? I live in San Mateo, California, currently. GDH says, I can't tell where I live for security reasons, although it does rhyme with Bindia. Oh, that's good. I like that. Nemless2 says, hey, wonderful stranger, do you have any tips to stop mentally booming on recursion? So my advice with recursion is a lot of times you can rewrite a recursive algorithm as a iterative algorithm, which uses a stack or a queue data structure. And some of those you can't, and really like the only time I think the only time that I use recursion intentionally is like for tree problems, and if, you know, occasionally I'll use it other ways. But I find like iterative approaches more readable and like a lot easier to debug. One of the problems, or one of the like difficulties with the thing that I'm debugging right now, well, that I was debugging before. Holy fuck, I have a lot of tabs open. I gotta close some of those. One of the problems was that part of the algorithm is recursive, and so it's a lot harder to follow. Hey, what's up, Trash Control? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Fixer Jake says, I wanted to go out to the West Coast. Super interested in Seattle or the Bay Area, but man, having to choose between expensive to live or 2-hour commute is a rough one. Oh yeah, because Seattle is long commute. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Bindia, cool man. Someday we'll get paid more. It's true. It's true. Hey, what's up, Namlas and Jerome? Thank you both for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay, but yeah, I was looking at. Where is it? I was looking at. Oh no, this is the one I wanted. I was looking at building my own regex engine, and I want to say there is these options. That's not what I want. There's a way, there's like a feature thing. Does this work? I basically need to build a regex engine that does not support \a and does not support \g. And I want to say there's a way to turn that off. \g. Fuck. Maybe I need to look at the header files. But I maintain bindings for this library, so it's really easy for me to just... Oh, we don't want that directory. And we do want that directory. Where's the header files? Yes, they're in that directory. Bunch of encodings. One of those headers, maybe? Not this file. Yeah, these are things that I need. Then I figure out how that gets defined. And then adjust it. Surely it's this file, right? These encodings. There's a bunch of macros that we don't need. Here we go. Options. Ooh, and we even have option modifiers. That's nice. Escape AZ buff anchor. That's so close to what we want. But it's not quite what we want. Hey, what's up, Bacon Fries? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Is there \g in here? Oh, yes. Okay, so I think this means that I can turn this off. Maybe? Drop says, hey Anthony, what are your thoughts on coding bootcamps in lieu of a traditional degree? So unfortunately traditional degrees are a lot easier to get in the door, but it's not impossible to get a job with a coding degree, or sorry, with a coding bootcamp. The hardest part with getting a job is your first job, but after that it's not so difficult to switch to other places. But you know, it's all about getting that first job. Once you've, you know, gotten past that, like, no one gives a fuck where you came from, essentially. Yeah, no problem, Namless. North Virginia is still expensive. I still need a security clearance for about every company here. That makes sense. Naru says, do you use web frameworks with Python much? If so, Django or Flask? I am a Flask person myself. I find it a lot simpler to set up and get working on stuff. I've also used Pyramid, and I've used a little bit of Django, not so much. I've used a lot of Pyramid, like too much Pyramid. I also know the current primary maintainer of Flask. He's a really cool dude. We hang out like whenever PyCon happens in person. We usually hang out, but didn't happen this year. Surprise, surprise. But yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Are you playing or pausing? There we go. Trying to fix the music. Fixed Jake says, I also give credit to my degree. I've had an offer since the first semester of junior year. Nice. Nunivaga says, I swear Anthony can be looking at the most random ass library, trying to figure out some obscure implementation of something, and hitting you with the, well, I'm actually a contributor to this library, so it's easy. I mean, you're not wrong. I've contributed to so much shit and even just like random ass stuff where it's just like, I guess I'll do this because I need it for something. But yeah, the only reason that I've contributed to this is because I wrote a wrapping library for it so that I could use it in Babi. Like, this is all for Babi. Entirely for Babi. Okay, so I need to figure out how they construct their built-in regex types. So we need to find that file. This file. We need to find a C file that defines these regexes, the regex languages. It's big 5. I think that's an encoding. Like CP1251. I'm familiar with CP1252. I don't know CP1251. Encodings. Oh, they have a Python file. Update the year to 2020. That's great. Oh, I bet it's this one. I bet it's this file. It is. It is indeed this file. So we want... Where's Onig syntax? Where's the Oniguruma syntax? Where is it? Java, GNU, grep, Emacs, POSIX. Is it the Perl one? Oh, I gotta find that other header. It was not this header, actually. I gotta find... Oops. That's not what I wanted. Oh, we don't have jump to definition here. Okay, this is the one that I need to find, though. That's the one that I need to copy and modify. My window's not wide enough to search. Not says, can I show you the Flask app I'm working on? It's a container management interface. Yeah, sure. Drop says, what do you think are good projects for a portfolio to land that first job? Probably something that demonstrates, you know, something that you're proud of, first off, something that you can talk about stuff for. But, you know, anything that demonstrates, like, more, you know, more, you know, breadth of knowledge, passion, etc., stuff like that. It really doesn't matter so much what your project is, just that you're, like, excited about it and that it's, like, somewhat complicated or, like, somewhat technical. Kinetic says, in Germany we have combined degrees. You're working in a company and going to university at the same time. I had lectures in the morning and went to work in the afternoon. Nice. Yeah, they have some stuff like that in some universities and some colleges in the US. They usually refer to it as co-ops, kind of. Maybe co-op's not the right word. Although they usually do like semester on, semester off instead of that. Oh, Nerdy Laga, that's good. I like that. Maine, can you please teach us how to contribute? I feel terrible laughing at that. That's pretty funny, though. Not Rufus has linked this. Ooh. Oh man, you got a lot of code. I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to look at all of it. Oh, I found one of the blueprints. Okay. This looks cool. This looks way more complicated than what I'm currently building. But that's pretty nice. And it just got a commit 10 minutes ago. Nice. Cool. I like it. Manny Mangoes says, I'm a college student and never done any web dev. What's the best languages / frameworks to use to build a portfolio website? Honestly, anything that works will work. Like, you could go with like a React stack or like a plain HTML stack, or you could use Python or Ruby or whatever you know is probably the best to start with. But yeah, I'm gonna go fill up my water. I'll be right back, and then we'll hopefully hack through this a little bit more. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, we're back. So I thought about it a little bit while I was filling up my water, and I actually don't think this approach to fixing this regex problem is going to work. And I really need to find a runtime flag which changes whether it thinks it's at the beginning of the string or not. So I'm gonna need another approach for that. But I also grabbed some different type of water while I was grabbing my actual water, so we got that. But yeah, we're double fisting now, right? But one is alcoholic. But yeah, we're back. Hello. I already pressed the button. Cool. Nama says, do you have any thoughts on Scala? I really liked working with the language, but I'm struggling to find remote work with it as I only had 1 year of commercial experience. Everyone seems to be looking for senior developers. I have not worked in Scala at all. I've heard good things, but I have not written any of it. I've also not really worked in a functional language, unfortunately. There's a GIF where you can see it in action on the README. Oh, did I not scroll down enough? Oh. Oh, this looks really nice. Cool. I like it. The little flash is weird. I don't know if that's just an artifact of the GIF or not, but oh, you have a bunch of like pre-built apps? That's really cool. I like it. Mandy Mango says, if you could pick which would be the best ones to learn so I can add them to my skill set. Honestly, if you're doing front end, probably React. as much as I hate to be like, oh, you should learn React. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Saradonde and Rude Matador? Thank you both for the follow. Sorry I missed the one while I was off screen. React and Vue are the most popular ones right now. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. I drank some water. Fixer Jake says, I do enjoy Angular, but can it seem a little daunting when you first create a project because the base project generation does a lot of stuff? Yes. I guess the other problem with Angular is never mind, I'm not gonna shit on Angular. Okay, well, a little bit. It's really easy to make your app super fucking slow if you're using Angular. At least that's what I found. Okay, so I think these flags are not actually what I need here. I need to go back to the header files and look for runtime flags to say whether I'm at the beginning of the line or not. And turn that on and off there instead of trying to do it here. So I need to find one of these options. I think this is what I want, not beginning of line. Option text segment extended grapheme cluster. Jesus. Loads everything from the start, so you do have to actually pay attention to that. Yeah, so we had this like really clunky test results app at Yelp, and the first version was written in Angular, and I was like, there's no fucking way that it should take this long to load this damn page, because it would take like, 16 seconds to get the first full paint, and I was just like, it's literally just one select from Elasticsearch and then splat that onto the page. How hard could it be? So I wrote my own plain text version of this page that had 0 JavaScript, 0 CSS, just had fucking tables and code blocks, and mine loaded in 300 milliseconds. And people stopped using the original one and started using my shitty Node.js version because it was much more efficient. But sometimes you go too far into the dynamic land, and but anyway, so these are the compile time options. I don't need any of those. I think this is the one that I want, not beginning of line. Why are some of them search time and some of them are compile time in the middle? It's weird. But let me see what this option does. I think it might do what I need it to do. Stirhead isn't considered as beginning of line. Oh my goodness, why is this so hard to select? I think I need to search for this. Oh, we need to search for what op? What is the option called for \G? Isn't this one maybe? It was in that other file, right? No, not this file. Shoot. I closed the file that I wanted, I think. Actually, this would be much easier if I just clone it. Guru Ma. Oh, I spelled it right. Cool. I don't want to get so it says, damn it, window. I mean, Windows? Oh, the ding? Yeah. Escape capital G, begin anchor. Start a previous match. Esuz says, OMG, that keyboard PogChamp. It gets the job done. It's kind of cool. If you do bang keyboard, you can look at the keyboard. But hey, Esuz, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. YSX says, hey Anthony, how do you approach testing a component with complex dependencies or a lot of setup? Ooh, that's a good question. So what I usually like to do is break down a complex system into smaller units and test those individually, and then do some amount of integration tests between the individual components. And only in that case do I actually try and set up the full world and tear down the full world. But for the most part, I try and keep things as pure functions, which don't have side effects and don't require a lot of setup. But it's tricky sometimes, Sometimes you actually need a full Docker Compose setup or a fake database or stuff like that to actually do your end-to-end test. But yeah, I guess I don't have a full example there. Oh my goodness. Sorry. But yeah. Okay, so this is the regex option, which I think is not what I want because it will instead match \G, which we don't want. We want it to just not match it. So I think I actually need to change how owning search works. So we have the string, we have the end, we have the start. What is the range supposed to be? Oh, this is like the full string, and this is the start and the end. I don't want to give Sav says, it works. I'm watching you on a very big Raspberry Pi. Whoa. That's crazy. Is your Pi like connected to a monitor or like a little display, or like how does it work? I think this is a return value and not the actual parameter that I want. That was weird. What are you, owning region? Oh yeah, it's the return value. I don't know if this is possible. I might have to actually make a patch to this regex library. Oh, this is another bug that happens in babi. Sometimes if you background it and close it at the same time, it will break the terminal. I've not figured out how to fix this yet, but it definitely looks very funny when it happens. I guess I can put this I will make a bug report for this because I have run into this a bunch of times, but have not documented it as broken. Brace in background / close. Sometimes when closing and backgrounding at nearly the same time, it can cause babi to break the terminal. Here's an example of what happens in that case. It's like hilariously broken. Fortunately, you can just type reset and get it back to a case where things are fine. Except I lost what I was looking at. This is what I want to look for. Anchor begin position. I could also just ask a question because this dude is actually like super responsive. He's a really great maintainer. I like really appreciate the work that he's put in this project. But like honestly, if I just like ask like, hey, I'd like to be able to disable \G, how would you suggest doing it? And I'm okay using a not released version of this library because the way I've been vendoring makes it pretty easy for me to do this. I don't want to give says nope, this Udo has 4 ARM cores and 64 and 8 gigs of RAM. It'll run Ubuntu or Windows 10, so I just open Twitch and Firefox. Oh, nice. That's a beefy board you got there. If it's, Wait, there's Windows ARM? I mean, I guess of course there's Windows ARM. I have no idea what's going on here. Oh, it's not ARM? I thought weren't you telling me that you had ARM boards earlier, or am I just like completely spacing now? There is Windows ARM, but the Udo they have is not ARM. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I was just confused about earlier. Because I thought someone was telling me about cheap ARM chips and said UDOO, which is a thing that I'm not familiar with, so that's why I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll just shut up now. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sucks. Alright, so I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to fix this today. Oh, I forgot to label this as a bug. I think I'm gonna have to ask the maintainer advice here. But I do want to try the other hang that was happening and see if that's the same bug. If it's the same bug, then I'll know how to fix it, but it's possible that it's not the same bug. But apparently this causes a hang in TypeScript. This didn't hang. What the fuck, mate? How did you get it to hang before? Where are you, friend? Angeline X, why you know? You're usually in the stream. Are you here today? No. I don't know why this isn't hanging. Oh well, who fucking cares? I'm sure it's the same bug, right? It's pronounced you do. Okay, that makes sense. Pevin Coomer P says, Andy, can you summarize babi development in a 10-minute video, maybe for other developers? I did make a video recently about babi that may satisfy your constraints. I'm not sure. Let's see, how many minutes is it? It's 10 minutes and 15 seconds, and I usually do a 15-second outro, so this is an exactly 10-minute video about babi. So that might be what you want. Oh, I'm a little disappointed that I'm not going to be able to fix this. Also that I can't reproduce this for some reason. So I don't know what's up with that. But at least I figured out what the bug is. So I should be able to fix it later. But I think I'm not going to be able to fix it today, unfortunately. But I'm glad I found what's wrong, so at least I know how to fix it. Hey, what's up, Anstefa? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, this is the point where, like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably time to end the stream because I haven't figured this out. But let me do my spiel, and we'll go find someone else to raid. Kinetic says, I'm messing around with the Pinebook Pro. Oh, I've heard about the Pinebook Pro. That's an ARM machine. All that stuff you take for granted on x86 Linux is not necessarily working on ARM. HTOP doesn't even work. That's unfortunate. Ethan says a little wave, a little salute. But yeah, let me do my spiel, and then we'll send you guys off to another channel. But yeah, my name is Anthony, and I upload all of my previous content to youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode. I also upload educational videos, usually once every couple of days, or once, I don't know, I was on a video a day streak for a while, but it's so hard to maintain. I'm not saying I have a real life, but, you know, there's just some days where I'm just not, I'm not motivated to make a video, so I just don't. But anyway, there's some educational videos there. I think they're really good. Check them out. I try and basically answer questions similar to how I answer them in chat, but record them in videos. And I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, so I will be streaming tomorrow, so you guys can check me out tomorrow. And I announce my streams in 2 places. One of them is on Twitter, and that's twitter.com/codewithanthony. Not the same as my YouTube, unfortunately, due to username length limits. And I also announce them on my Discord, which you guys are free to join. It's a little programming Discord. We talk about, you know, memes and programming, and I don't know, it's fun. It's a good little community. But thank you all for stopping by, and I'll see you guys around in the next one. Let's go find someone to raid.